Everybody dies. Dick
Dick Dudley Dunbar!
Let's hear it for Dick Dudley Dunbar in the house.
Oh, anyway, we're live. Hello.
I really should see it coming every time.
Welcome to this afternoon session of... We don't have a name for the show yet, but we're playing ABC Murders. I wanted to point out two things at the beginning of this, actually.
Uh-oh, okay.
One is that in a Perot story called The ABC Murders, B, and C have all been successfully murdered so far.
Uh-oh.
So Perot is kind of... I mean, I guess Perot is more known for solving murders than stopping them, but he seems to be a little lazy about this.
It's true, especially because all three murders were announced.
Yeah. Time and place, right?
Oh, so 3 for 3 unsolved murders.
Yeah. I mean, we know
we
that...
just barely managed to save Dick Dudley Dunbar. And that was our doing.
We also nearly screwed that up, too, when we were like, you can call him, Jap. We don't need to call him. And he's like, oh, he fell over. He was sad, Perot.
He was so scared because I told him he might die. Don't know why I started the conversation that way.
Oh, well, go. Hey, House of Darkly. Thank you for stopping by. And you were right. He is a busy mustache man. The second thing...
busy.
Yeah. How dare you interrupt me?
I'm sorry. I was literally not even paying attention.
The second thing I wanted to say is it's too early this time for boozy hot chocolate. But I got another drink that I know Perot would love for my downstairs.
Can I guess?
Bodega. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to really think about this.
Okay.
Is it tea?
No, but you could see it in the same... I'll give you... It is fruity. I'll give you that.
It's fruity. Oh, is it juice?
I wouldn't call it juice, but I think you're on the right mental road.
Wow, it's fruity, but it's not tea or juice, and Perot drinks it.
Well, I didn't say he drinks it. I just said
he would appreciate it.
He would just appreciate it so much. And who knows, I may have been saying that as a joke.
Is it like Ecto Cooler?
Basically.
What is it?
It's Crush Sour Patch Kids Berry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The drink of detectives. And it tastes really weird.
The fact that you started with Crush and I was like, sure. And then it was Sour Patch Kids. That was the real turnaround for me personally.
It's a sour soda. And you drink it and you're like, that's pretty good. And then a couple seconds, you're like, oh, I don't know. And I have it right here. So
I don't want it to be blue. Although if it's sour, I guess blue makes sense.
It's like a warning, like an animal would know not to drink it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like you're drinking like toilet cleaner.
Okay, I didn't go there with it. It does look like Windex or something. Yeah, I guess you're right.
How sure are you that you're not drinking window cleaner?
Well, I mean, you can look at the ingredients here. It says Windex. See, it's mostly corn syrup. Yeah, citric acids.
Yeah, you're right. Perot definitely would be drinking Crush Sour Patch Kids.
I think so, if he was smart. But like I said, 3 murders. Mm-hmm.
I have apple cider.
Ooh, boozy apple cider or just not boozy apple cider?
Boozy apple cider.
Man, I actually, maybe once I get tired of this, which will be almost immediately, I have some cider of my own I could break out. But, how does it compare to Baja Blast? Baja Blast is a better drink all around. It's not my favorite Mountain Dew, but it's a good product. It's a strong product. It's a family product. Whereas Crush, this is for deviants.
I feel like whenever you decide what you're going to buy at the grocery store, you ask yourself if it's ever been on sale in a movie theater. And if the answer is yes, then you pick it up.
I mean, that's true. I like weird novelty drinks. And I'm not going to be upset about it. You know what's very good? right? There was a cinnamon Coca-Cola for like the holidays last year that was really good.
That was really good. I can confirm this because our family was at your house for Christmas last year, and I had some, and it was quite good.
Yeah, same. So I think we should all remember how smart I am.
Wow, this really took a real loop around.
Yes, it absolutely did. Why don't we get into some Perot as we continue to talk about murder?
Yay!
Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Was this game capture going to suddenly start working? Because it's not working now, which is weird.
I can see it.
You can see it, but... Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So, last we left off, we're 81% through the game. This could be our big conclusion, Ash. This could be our big finish. You know?
Yeah. It can be.
You know,
I'm trying to... I realized I can't see the stream. Hold on.
You don't seem to care much about it.
I was trying to fix it, but unfortunately you said something very important while I was trying to fix it.
It wasn't.
Which has never happened to me ever before.
No. You would never.
Exciting.
You really Dick Dudley Dunbar'd this up. No, I was just saying that this could be the last. This could be the last episode, depending on how this goes.
Ryan, shut up. This could be the last installment of this murder mystery.
If you insist.
And I feel like you're not excited enough about it. Ryan, did you fix my levels? Am I too loud for you?
I actually took a limiter off of you because I thought you were clipping away too much, and now I regret it. Highly regret it, and yeah. So we are 81% through the game. We have 361 out of 600 ego points. I don't love our chances for getting a full 600, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, that bums me out so much, actually.
Yeah.
We can do it.
I think in reviewing the tapes, you were right. It's all about guessing where the thing is going, even if you don't have proof. I think that's the Perot way. So we should like lean more into that.
I wish I had a rubric of like how many ego points I could get per things that I knew when it came up, and it was like +3, +4, if that was good or bad.
I know, I agree. Although I don't know. I
just need to know if Perot approves of me or not.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Although I don't know if that would make me upset, because I would be like, God, I missed one ego point. I got to restart the whole game now.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Oh, I know why. It's running a little weird. Well, that's okay. I think we're okay. Okay. Let me know if anyone in the chat has problems with audio or video, or if anything seems jerky, and we'll soldier through here. So I don't know who this guy is. We're in the D town, right?
We're in the D town?
I think, right?
Well, okay. Hold on. What I remember from last time is that Jap called us and asked us a question, which we will still never know what it was.
Yes.
And the answer was maybe Dick Dudley Dunbar. And
right.
then we put together the burnt letters.
Mm-hmm.
And we read them. And it was like, hey, Dick Dudley Dunbar is the next victim. Oh, they were medical records.
Right. One of the patients was... I wonder if he's in our actual notes now. Oh, Dick Dunbar. Dick Dudley Dunbar, please.
Yeah, please, sir. That's like calling him Richard.
He doesn't like it. Rick Rudley Runbar. He's not in there, but the guy whose initials are ABC, that is the murderer, is also a patient of this same doctor who was killed in the C murder, and he was in there too, and we know he has a lot of medical problems and he's not doing well at all. So
who's Dick Dudley Dunbar owns this hotel?
Yes, if this is the hotel, because I forget exactly how we got here, but yes, I believe that's the case. We called him, we didn't call him, we asked Jap to call him. Jap's like, you're gonna die, and he's like, what? And we're like, we should have called him.
Right.
But he's still alive.
I think I'm caught up.
Okay. I have to assume
there is a very pretty village by this name in Cheshire.
Oh, well, that's unrelated. So I have to assume we're on the right track, and this is the hotel. Oh, there's a cat up there.
I've been going past this
finally
for so long. I would never have thought that the ABC case
So
would
are we
lead me
assuming
here.
the boarded up windows where the murder took place? They're just like really efficient about containing evidence.
Well, if this is that place, there wasn't a murder.
Oh, right, because Dick de Dunbar was going to die.
It's possible that we've forgotten where we are.
Ooh,
I do like this.
I'm liking this color scheme already. I would stay here. It's very bright and sunny.
Hey, Harmonix is in the chat. What's up, Harmonix? Harmonix, or perhaps one of my good friends from Harmonix who's forgotten to log out of their marketing account. But either way, welcome, Harmonix.
Oh,
It is a very beautiful
maybe it's
piano.
just a harmonica.
Maybe
The
Mrs.
latter,
Marbury
oops.
likes to play in her free time.
No, it's too late. Harmonix officially endorses our stream, Ashley. The makers of
That's what
Rock
I've
Band and Fuser have
I
said
already retweeted it.
Dick
It is a
Dudley
very beautiful
Dunbar. Also,
piano.
Diners, Drive-Ins, Dick Dudley Dunbar,
Mrs.
and
Marbury
Dives
likes
is
to play
great.
in her free time.
There's so many possibilities here.
All right, I've clicked on this
Um,
3 times and I haven't read it. What is
a
it?
very
Oh,
beautiful
I wanted you to play the
piano.
piano. Oh,
Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's all I can do with that.
what a
It
clue.
is a
Mrs. Marbury. She's not in our list either.
No,
Yeah.
but it's Marbury's Hotel.
Right.
But I thought Dick Dudley Dunbar was the hotel. That was the whole point. Or was he just staying here?
Tell you what. You know what this calls for? Finally, what is this? 60% what? Finally using some of those catch me up on what was going on movies in the main menu.
Yes.
Okay, what am I looking at? Bonuses. Timeline, okay. This is us investigating. This is us investigating more.
Those, yeah, that's a lot of question marks.
Yeah, well, we still have to figure everything out. Oh, I mean, it is a lot of question marks. I remember this. This wasn't really what I wanted to
The
see.
second general meeting in London highlights the common points between the victims, stockings, and a throat condition.
Oh, you can have them like all play through. That's cool. Reconstruction. No, this isn't what I want. Okay. Well, I remember we called Jap on the phone, or Jap called us. He said, "Hey, we just found a stocking salesman who we think matches your murderer theory," and we were like, "I already know his name, Alexander B.C." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Perot, you genius." And then I thought we were going to the D-Town.
Are we not in D-Town?
Maybe we are. I'm sorry. All right, let's just go back. I thought I was going to really help us there, and it just was a waste of time. Okay. So I can't look at Tim Curry here, Admiral Tim Curry. All right. Deke
It
Dudley.
looks like I
Dunbar.
found the real master of this house.
Oh.
Oh, come on. I can't believe we have to like solve this mystery. About
cork?
if the cat is the. Oh, I guess it's
There is no
playing with
need
it.
to worry
Like a
about
bat
the
in your
household
hand.
cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do
I'm
what it
surprised they
pleases.
had like such impressive color photography in 1935.
That's true. Or maybe that's actually like a delightful painting of the cat.
Ah.
Okay, so we know the cat. I'm shocked we didn't learn the cat's name. All right, let's just talk to Mrs. What's-Her-Face.
How do you do?
Yes,
You
and
must
that's gotta
Mr.
be a Deb's
Edgar
cat.
Poirot. Chief Inspector Jab told me
100%.
that you might be coming.
Okay, now we'll glean where we are and why we're here.
Okay.
You're of great help. Get annoyed seeing her peel potatoes. I mean, that does seem like a Perot thing to do.
Also, it is a little odd to peel potatoes like at the welcome desk, but you
is.
know, she's living her life.
I mean, we don't want to be a jerk, but also Perot's kind of a jerk.
Also, that potato she's holding is definitely a lump of coal.
This is from
Is she
Santa.
blind?
Here's like just a giant bucket of rotten potatoes. What do you think?
Let's get annoyed at her.
I do not think that this is the right time to be peeling potatoes.
My lodgers have got to eat.
Yeah.
But you are contravening health regulations.
Well, it's not as serious as killing someone. I just wanted to help you. I've suspected him for some time.
No, yeah,
but he
it's
appeared
not
so
the great,
harmless.
not a great one to pick.
Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't
Angry.
frightening. And he was as gentle
Is
as
it
a
Dudley
lamb
Dunbar?
again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood.
Oh no,
This is
He
ABC.
told
this
me
is
he was going
where
to Cheltenham,
ABC,
But my daughter saw him at
Archie
Euston
Bunker Charleston,
Station.
or whatever
It's
his
not
name
the right
was.
station.
Thank you. Yes.
To get to
Archie
Cheltenham,
Bunker
you have to
Charleston.
take the train from Paddington. And what's more,
He loves railways.
Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined.
Doncaster.
But when I see how I'm being treated, I wonder if I was right.
This poor woman had to give us exposition, but angry.
Yeah.
That was the direction.
Then I saw him do this.
Congratulate her for observation.
I feel like we got to give her a win on this one.
Yeah.
Well done. You were right. He did go to Doncaster.
So I was right to warn the police.
Proud.
Proud.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cuss?
Azari-san.
Well, he's odd. Sometimes he coughs really loudly and complains that his throat is burning, and sometimes he talks to himself.
All right,
and
that's
stares
not
in
odd. He's
space.
just
He
sick.
told me that it was because of a wound he got in the war. His head hasn't been quite right since, he said.
Sometimes he
And then
dies.
He was in Thurston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat.
Always
He
the
didn't want me
nosy
to wash his
landlady.
shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Oh, and he spilled all his gravy too.
Oh man.
Uh,
Ezra, it was blood.
yeah, all right.
Ask where this
Oh,
is.
think it
oh,
was
I missed
blood?
it. Sorry.
Well, when I saw them, I thought.
Oh, but she's at
"Look,
ease now."
He spilled his wine or his soup all over himself. But now that I think about it, well,
Hi, Becca.
they did look like blood.
Hey, Becca.
Got
This is
used
the
to
most
travel
authentic
for
now
his
to Georgie
work.
Game Night.
Is that
with Becca.
correct?
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
it wasn't
Real
for
back to
pleasure.
1994.
He was always unwell on trains. But he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to respect my engagements, he used to say.
Do you know where Cuss was
Actually-
at the time of the murder in Andover?
This is-
tour de force
on June
performance.
21st and
Absolutely
July
your
25th.
cameo.
No.
Why was I not
don't
called
know.
in to play
That was a while
nosy
ago,
old
though.
potato peeler?
Surely you keep a
That
register.
sounds
It
offensive.
won't do you much good.
You nosy
Mr.
old
Cuss
potato
works his
peeler.
way for the year. If he goes away
It's
for
a
a few
role I was
days, I have
made to
no
play.
reason to make a note of it.
She's still going. She's
Yeah.
got like 6 pages
I
of
remember
exposition
one
to tell us,
thing.
and I haven't listened to any of
Texas
it.
by the sea, right?
Bexels by the sea. That's for the
Indeed,
beach.
It is a large seaside
Mhm.
resort.
If you're
Well,
there,
it
try the
happens
ginger
at the
cat.
start of July,
Hard to
Mr.
find,
Cuss
but
asked me
very
to
good.
wear his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Bathing dress.
I cannot imagine the character who we have seen in flashbacks in a bathing costume.
Right. Also, that he was like, I'm definitely for sure going there to murder somebody, but I could get some
Yeah.
swimming in.
Yeah.
Like,
you
it's
know.
not nothing wrong with it. You want to do the swimming before the murder because they may close the beach.
Yeah, it's true. Well, also there's that rule. It's like you have to wait, like, what is it, like 10,
Yeah.
15 minutes after you murder someone before you can swim again
That's an old wives' tale.
for your digestion.
That was before we understood how murder worked. Now we know it's fine.
You're right.
All right, ask her to continue. I feel like
Yeah.
telling her Bexel's not. That's like we're just being dicks at this point. Let's just.
Yeah, come on.
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that
Sincere.
he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
I also forgot to say he told me he did it.
I love this slow pan
I
in.
know. We're just gonna get up. Ask for more details about the newspapers, or ask when he started. I think ask when he started buying them is more. What are we gonna learn
Yeah.
about a newspaper?
But remember that there was like a close up on a newspaper rack in the first murder in the tobacco lady? Maybe we can prove he bought a paper there. Oh, but that would not be it's not like the murder was in the paper like the second after he did it.
No, it's hard to catch someone if that's the case, or it's too easy to catch them.
Yeah. All right.
Also, I don't know what this would lead us to, but like, it's a newspaper. What details could you ask for? It's the same newspaper you can get anywhere. Versus asking when he started buying them.
Well, it could be local papers.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be different editions and things. Like if he had a paper that was from Brexton,
Yeah.
that's a good point too. Well, okay, now I don't know.
Houston, Charleston,
Chode? You're gonna say Chode?
Houston.
Houston?
What's the sea town?
What is the sea town? It's like Cheshire or something, but not that. What do you think?
Ask about the papers.
More details?
I think. Yeah.
Which newspapers?
The evening ones and the
Oh.
daily ones.
Dry.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Take the ribbon from my hair.
She basically was like, "Hello, I'm the landlady. He did it." Like
Yeah,
that was it, right?
that's right.
Like, here's
should
all your
check the
proof. I've
register.
carefully cataloged
Mrs.
it for
Marbury,
you.
may
And
I
we're
be
like,
hiding something
you're an
from you?"
idiot. You shouldn't have done it that way. Stop
Don't
peeling
peel
potatoes.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away...
She did say that. Oh, but I'm looking at it anyway. Okay.
It looked like
The
that
truth
said
is becoming
Mayberry
apparent,
Beautiful House
And I have
Register.
something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Mayberry Lovely House Town. Okay, we learned something from that book, but Perot won't tell me what it was.
Okay.
He
Well,
wants me to
typical
be
Perot.
surprised. We got the room key. Oh, let's look at her again.
This woman appears to be in a good mood.
Yeah, she just solved a murder for you, Perot. Can you imagine what your mood would be if you solved a murder, Ashley?
Yeah, and you got to tell Perot,
Ecstatic.
but you still have all those potatoes to peel. That's why it's a hard life, you know.
That's the thing about being a woman. Am I right?
I really would like to help.
Uh-huh,
but I
in
think I've said all
1935.
I have to say.
Okay.
She's very happy.
I'm looking at the necklace, maybe? It's
Yeah,
around
is it
this
a
area.
rosary? They're trying to tell us.
Oh, relaxed posture. No, it does
Oh.
look like it could be a rosary, though. Do you wear a rosary all day?
Mrs. Marbury is
Is that
in a
something
good
that
mood.
sometimes people
She's
do?
working very precisely in producing
you mostly carry it
incredibly
around.
thin
Oh, okay.
peel.
Okay, we've noticed things. Now we have something to say to her, which I only know because Perot told me.
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain
Mr.
Fishman
Fishman.
on the day of the Bexley murder.
Was he a
Room
fish?
Oh
306
no,
is
A B C D.
Cuth's
E, but we're skipping
home. Can you
E.
explain yourself?
True.
Yes, I remember. Just for one night as a favor.
Oh, he rented his
Mr. Custer was away, all
room.
the rooms were taken, and poor Mr. Fishman had nowhere to go.
That is illegal. Also, it means he could have messed with some of the murder stuff, Mr. Fishman.
Hmm.
But also, I don't know. Why would he? In the understanding, or tell her it's illegal?
The understanding.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, provided that you
Doesn't
remember
matter.
to
Why
change
did I
the
bring it up?
sheets.
Oh, do you think
Oh.
so?
I'm not really sure what that got us. I mean, I'm sure it'll be important later, but I'm not sure
Mr. Custer.
why Perot thought it was really
What else was in his
important,
room?
and then why he just suddenly didn't think it was. Although maybe we should have told her it was illegal. I would be interested to see how this game goes with the other choices we didn't make.
Yeah, because we sort of deduced that we're getting all the information just in the wrong way.
Yeah, or I think we're getting all the same information. I wonder if we could have gotten there faster, if we could have like learned more of the story, you know? Should we go upstairs?
Are you sure you can't play the piano?
I'll try again. Does Perot play the piano?
Maybe.
It is a very beautiful
You
piano.
know Susie like I know Susie.
Oh, what the gal sang Kevin for little girls. Perot, get out of there.
So what is that? So we think that Mr. Fishman, which the nerve of having that be a name in this game.
Can you
But
please
Mr.
pronounce it
Fishman-
Fishman? Because that is the way to pronounce it.
Mr. Fishman
Yes.
checked in his room at a time when it was totally full and he knew that he was like, that can't be malicious, can he? The amount of planning, like what did he also convince 100 other people to check into the hotel at the same time so he knew that'd be the only room that was.
Yeah, no, I don't think we think that Fishman is like in on it, but I think that, well, my worry is that he disrupted evidence.
I see.
But I don't know what Perot's thinking, because he seemed to think it was really important, but then we didn't really get anything out of that. And like, when we were understanding, he was just like, I don't even know why I brought it up. It's fine. So like, maybe we should have yelled at her, but it also means anything we find in here could belong to Fishman and not the murderer, which taints the case.
You mean like those little like Superman tidy
Most probably the
underpants?
passing dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands.
I mean,
Oh, great.
also we learned he's a 10-year-old boy.
That's That's
All
a
the main
toddler
articles referring to
T3.
the ABC case are here, from the Churston
Churston.
murder onwards. Nothing before that
Churston.
date.
Nothing before. Wait.
All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date.
Well, there's only 3 murders, so
Yeah. So is he trying to say it's only the Churston one? That's the only one we've had. That would be after.
I guess.
Like, did she clean up the room and throw stuff away when Fishman showed up?
Oh,
This
maybe that's what we're
white
supposed
shirts.
to be taking from that.
Everything has been washed very well. The Bexhill Daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder.
Didn't clean that paper up. Where was
Yeah, he
Cust
just-
at the time of the murder? New question. I think committing it. I really do think some of the drama is lost when we had like 2 cutaways that show him having been
Yeah.
the murderer.
We didn't see him actually murder
ABC
anyone. We just
guys,
saw him like
enough to sign
creepily
about a
circle a
dozen
thing in a book
murders.
and then like cough a lot.
We showed him coming back from a trip with blood on him, but I go maybe that's the red herring
Oh,
because
right.
they all cough up blood though.
Right.
It could have been his blood. I'll be
Okay, you
impressed
gotta
if this
check-
game pulls that off. Sorry, what?
You got to check out that typewriter to see if it's the same one with the letters.
Oh, of course. Okay.
ABC guys, enough
Okay,
to sign
then
about a
you
dozen
purposely did
murders.
not do that. You-
Yeah.
Oh, like,
I'm gonna-
yeah, check out that
I'm gonna get
typewriter.
right to it. Now let me
By that you
see.
mean this pile of books.
Sorry. I was
Now we're playing a video game.
I
Now
was
Ashley and Ryan are playing a video game.
it's working
ABC guys,
counterclockwise.
enough to sign about a dozen murders.
Oh, it is weird he has boxes of those guides.
Yeah. I assumed he would just buy one on his way someplace.
It's
Yeah.
closed.
All right, well, we can't open that yet. It's not time to do that. Let's look at this typewriter.
Maybe you need a pencil or something.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Is this the dagger
Okay,
I see
well.
before me?
Okay, well, I mean, if he has the murder weapon in his desk. I still think this is too easy, which is why I'm very suspicious. I think that this is
knife.
all a red herring.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you.
Subject would probably be useful to me.
It'll be
You
good.
think?
I'll stab some people with it.
Oh, you could open the box with it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's an ABC.
Although you shouldn't use a murder weapon to just open boxes. Not everyone with a knife is a
John
murderer.
Wigan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To
Silky
A.B.
Legs
Cust,
is a great name for a
Marbury's
stocking
Guest
company.
House, 1935, May the 21st.
Mhm.
Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to
Okay.
the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter.
Typewriter.
Regarding the schedule of your rounds,
So-
please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and
This
get
is
room
suspicious.
at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter
So-
establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Just that he was like hired through the mail and they sent him the typewriter.
Yep.
And they sent him all the murder locations.
Yep. It is because here's the thing. ABC sounds like, oh, he's purposely planning these letters alphabetically.
Yeah.
Which you know the killer actually is. But if it turns out that somebody just told him to go to all those places in that order, then yeah, it could be completely like he's a patsy, right?
Yeah.
Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury.
Did not grow up in luxury.
I think that's a little bit of a leap, but sure.
I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to
Ash,
do it?
it's time for you to stop pretending. Now, you know that unlike me, I grew up on the streets.
Yeah.
But you grew up in luxury. You were silver spoon in your mouth.
Yep.
I've seen
I don't
you...
even sharpen my pencils. I just buy them and just break them and throw them away.
Yeah, which I don't even understand why you bother buying them. Is
I
it
don't
just
even
you,
like pencils.
you just like the snap?
Yeah.
Okay, I do get that.
I just, I like just spending money on pencils.
All right. Well, I guess you know
There's
what?
just so much. I gotta get the cash out of my wallet.
It's too much in here.
What else am I supposed to do?
You can put it in a bank. It's mostly digital now.
Nope. We gotta clean house every month. Buy some pencils. Break. Then we're good.
I gotta say, I started out offended, and now I'm on your side somehow.
The ribbon is jammed. I have to start by
Oh, but you can
freeing
see
it.
he was writing a letter to Mr. Perot.
The ribbon is jammed.
Yeah, but Fishman could have planted this.
Fishman could have switched out the ribbons.
Now, to your earlier point, how did he know
Something is blocking.
he was going to get this room? But
Yeah.
maybe he just planned it around a very popular travel time or something.
Yeah. Like the Churston Fish Festival.
The left-hand heel has been
Yeah,
removed.
like the Churston Fish Festival.
And he came as Mr. Fish.
Hi, I'm a man-fish, a fish man. I need a
She was
rib.
like, I don't have any questions because this is the Churston Fish Festival.
Yeah.
The right-hand heel has been removed.
Remember changing typewriter ribbon?
I
But
did learn
something
to
is
do this at
blocking
some
the
point,
ribbon.
but
Did this like once or twice forever ago. Something is blocking the ribbon.
can you?
Oh, it's a puzzle typewriter for sure.
Okay, guys.
Trying to find an angle on it. Like this would seem. This is like the the
The
thing
little
that holds
stay.
the actual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did I move it?
And here is the ribbon.
Oh, I just had to click it.
Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters
All
sent by
right,
ABC.
so it wasn't our hardest puzzle yet.
They're working up to it.
I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes.
Oh yeah, we are sort of stealing evidence.
It's true. And we're
All the
here.
letters
we're here on
announcing
official
the
business.
murders were written on Cust's typewriter.
Okay, so we don't have to read the whole thing. He just tells us that it's true. One more clue in this view. Probably this.
Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning?
Is this ink or is it like medicine?
Laudanum.
Laudanum, yeah.
It might. I think it's the ink. But the
Yeah.
window's not open, so that's a weird thing to say.
Well, maybe she closed it later.
War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918,
Devonshire
as
Regiment.
mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal
Ugh.
Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Sounds really tough. Being
So
honest
we
with you.
we begrudgingly respect him. What's the garment on the chair?
Yeah, I couldn't click on that.
Hmm.
Pants?
Can you look in his bed? Under his mattress?
How hopeful.
Brought me to this.
This place is a real mess.
It's not that bad. Slightly misaligned bed. I like how the game is like trolling Perot. Slightly misaligned bed, Perot.
Slightly misaligned bed. You're right. What a
Jesus.
pigsty. Clothes.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's gonna be one.
Scruffy coat. Crockery in a mess.
The
The least we can say that
Shelf
Mr.
pulled up from
Cust
the wall
not
is
very
weird.
concerned about order and balance.
Mm-hmm.
so is there something gonna be like under the bed or something? Something was looking for something.
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
Did you look in the mirror yet?
I did.
Good. Is this laudanum?
The last
What do
bottle
they
was
always-
arsenic. No, it's laudanum.
Oh.
Laudanum
Oh,
Cameron's chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs.
Laudanum.
It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. The
Coincidence?
subject would probably
Not
be
really.
useful to me.
Oh, you get to keep it. You're just stealing all kinds of things from
Let's go in the back
Archie.
and drink some laudanum and get crazy.
Give it to the front desk lady. See if she'll talk.
Okay. Sedative.
Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company.
Oh, it's a
I
Johnson
know
and
this
Johnson
medicine.
company.
It is a powerful sedative.
Oh, good deduction, Pro.
The
It says
subject
sedative in
will be
giant.
very useful to me.
Okay, sedative. Oh,
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows
It's like
how
it's saying
long
that we
it has
should
been
get
there.
loud. Get it?
Lord and in charge.
Can you use the knife to open the box now?
Oh
At
yeah.
least we can say that Mr. Cust
we
is
did
not
this.
very concerned about order and balance.
But I love his portrait. Mm. Mm.
This knife is very
Silky legs.
useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string.
Oh, it's too
Stockings.
dull. Is that what he said?
No, it
Let
says
us
it's
now
useful.
try and get our brain
Oh.
cells to work.
I think he said useful. But he was sort of
We
throwing it
gotta
out
get our
there
brain
like,
cells. Okay, here we go.
all right. Where was Cuss at the time of the Bexel murder? Well,
He had a swim costume.
we had a swim costume.
And he had a. Is that where he had a newspaper? No.
Oh, actually, yes, it is. You're right. Bexel local paper dating from the day of Betty's murder. That's pretty strong evidence.
That's pretty. We only need the one.
Bathing dress seen in Cuss' room. Okay. Oh, no. Was it Miss Marbury repaired the bathing dress?
Maybe no.
Bexel local paper dating from the day of Betty's murder. Oh,
Oh,
maybe
it-
that because he
It
wasn't
must
there.
be the 25th. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it.
Ah, mon dieu!
Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th.
And he
No
kept
use
it because he
continuing
likes
the
incriminating
inspection of
himself.
this room.
He loves
I've seen all
evidence.
there is to see.
This is the kind of thing, though, where it's like... This... Now that we have Fishman on the payroll, I'm...
We got some Shadow of the Doubt.
You're right. Okay, he said he's seen all he needs to see, right? We looked in here, didn't we? Oh, yeah, this is where
Yeah,
the
that's when he had
bathing
his
suit is.
tiny shorts.
Tiny shorts. Okay, I think we're good in this room.
So we learned that we learned that he was basically at the scene of all the crimes.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury.
And that he has a typewriter
you
that
for
wrote
your
the
help.
letters. Now, admittedly, this is all very
Bye.
incriminating. He also owns a knife and was seen with blood on him.
Chief
But
Inspector, I was about to leave.
he
Good
also has
evening,
this
Chief
suspicious,
Inspector.
like,
Welcome.
salesman scheme.
Please
He also-
excuse
we
me,
also
I must
know
go to the kitchen. I
that-
leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
If the letters we found can be
I'm sorry I'm
trusted,
late. I've spent
someone
hours
else
with
told him to go
police.
there, and someone else
And you?
gave him that typewriter.
I have established
Yeah.
one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
They had the crimes.
Jap's like, okay.
I'm gonna close my window because it's getting all stormy, and now I'm terrified that ABC Cust is gonna murder me.
Oh no, it's a dark and stormy night. You should know that it was a very satisfying dramatic sound.
How
And
attractive
that's
was
why
that
I
angle?
hate- Oh,
Okay. I've already looked at this, right?
There is no
Yeah,
need
that's
to
the kitty
worry
cat.
about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
the cat did it. So I think she was like, I'll just leave the key here and you can go up whenever you want, right?
Right. That's what I thought you said, which was made me think I had to like get it, but maybe I just still.
Well, can you like
No, I don't
snoop
have
now that she's gone? Can you go back there?
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, there's a police officer standing right there, so be cool.
Looked at that. Is this separate? No. some straight potatoes.
Yum.
Probably just have to talk to Jap, but I do want to do a little once around. What's my objective? Talk to Jap. Okay.
Ask Jap if he'll play a duet with you on the piano.
Jap, you do the low part, I'll do the high part.
It is a very beautiful.
All right. Let's also just see here. Anything else we can glean in the close up here?
I gave Jap a sedative and see what happens.
Oh, God damn it, Perot.
What's that other thing you have that looks like two little eyes?
That's the typewriter ribbon. All right, well. Oh, sorry, Jap. I kind of just plowed into you there.
It's not the right.
Luck.
The game's doing that thing it likes to do something. Got a secret to tell you.
Now wait for the proprietor to come back in and then scare her.
Okay.
I had best talk to Jap.
Oh yeah, sure.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot.
Oh, hi,
For me,
Tate.
there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what
Oh,
we're going
do
to
we?
look for.
Oh, we don't.
Let us now try
Oh,
and get
do
our
I?
ourselves
Not
together.
on me, but. Okay, here we go. Was it possible for Cust to have killed the 3 victims?
I mean, yes, it's possible.
Anything's possible in today's world.
Jeez, in this economy?
Whoops. Okay. Cust was in Churston on the day of Sir Clark's murder. It could still have been the cat. Thanks, Anne. That's true. Okay. He was in Churston on
Gotta
the...
be one.
Right. All the letters sent to Perot came from his typewriter. Cust was in Bexel on the day of Betty Barnard's murder.
Yeah, that's got to be another
Click
one.
another one. He keeps the newspapers that talk about the murders. He has a knife like the one used to stab Sir Carmichael. He lied about his destination. Did he? I don't remember that part.
So that would have had to be the A one.
No. That was the last one. I remember because we saw a cutscene where he was like, I'm off to whatever in town, but he'd circled Doncaster in his book.
Oh.
He was in Andover on the day of Alice Asher's murder. That's probably the last one.
Yeah.
He suffers from hemoptysis. He brings up blood when he coughs. So that's a good reason why it might not have been blood from the murder.
It might have been someone else's blood.
He had blood on him, and he has ABC guides. So, okay, so I will say...
Yeah,
this is
because
it, right?
remember, the only victim that was stabbed was the professor doctor guy,
Mhm.
and he was stabbed from behind, so you wouldn't get... The blood would have gone forward. In fact, we saw that blood stain. It wouldn't have gone onto him. I mean, he probably would have still gotten a little bit of blood on him, but not on his front shirt.
That's true.
Because the murder was behind the victim.
I kind of don't know what the game wants us to think about that, though, because... I mean, if you get stabbed in the throat, that's a big blood spray. And he didn't fall forward on his face. He was on his back when we found him. So he had to turn around at some point.
Yeah.
He could have gotten blood on it, but anyway. But I think you're not... I mean, you're not wrong, and that might, in fact, come up. All right, so he was...
I think it has to be that
Okay.
one.
He was in all the towns. Okay. Oh, I'm in all the towns.
Oh, Cuss is in all the towns. Silky Legs, he's in all the towns.
Please don't call me that. Are there any common points between Cust and the killer? Well, the letters come from his typewriter.
Yeah, that's a pretty common point.
He has this great knife we all love. He has ABC guides.
Yeah.
Yes. You're right, Ash. I started off thinking there's no way it's not Cust. The game played me, because now I think you're right. I think he's a red herring. Great for murder. Also great for opening boxes.
But I think he's involved somehow. He's clearly been set up.
I think he's a patsy, yeah. Is his behavior suspicious? He keeps newspapers that talk about murders. He lied about his destination. And probably he had blood on him. I would say those
Yeah,
three.
I think so. What's the last one?
He has a thing that makes him cough up blood.
Oh, that's the one that isn't suspicious.
Right.
Yeah. Guilty.
Guilty. What if it ended here? He's guilty.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the
I mean, that is
scenes,
fair.
the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
The ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However,
However,
the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on
He's
Cust's
up by legal
shirt
points.
may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind. and
Ash,
got
you were
hurt
right again!
afterwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes. Yet we see
Aha!
quite the opposite.
good job, Ash. You're
You would
clearly a
expect the
murder
murderer
expert.
to keep the newspaper articles
Uh,
about his crimes.
Barone training.
But Cust's collection starts
Roll
in Shuston,
credits.
as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can you
I mean,
talk
it
to
is
him?
fair that at this point, as a
Doncaster
police
is
officer,
sending him
you
to
should
us on the first
definitely
train.
take him in.
You
for
shouldn't
that.
not
Questioning
take
him
him
already?
Yeah.
He says he can't remember.
No one's
a
saying
thing.
that.
It's plausible. Doctors say he
Can't
suffers
remember a
from
thing, but
absences
remember he
and
had that
amnesia.
sedative.
Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's
I've
not
been
enough
there.
to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Oh,
Très intéressant.
we've all been young.
I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
He didn't mention
Chief
Fishman, which I
Inspector,
think is a key
took
thing
the
to
liberty
mention.
of removing a few clues to examinatum.
I took my
All
work
right,
from
we'll
home.
discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
Jap's a real hard case. Whoa.
What's the deal with Fishman? Or is Fishman a red herring?
It's possible. What about this lady?
She did it.
Who do you think did it? Oh, well, gotta go. Okay.
So, we're still not going to address their creepy boarded up window that wasn't from the murder scene?
No, it's just sort of a bad hotel.
Yeah.
Like, somebody just threw a rock.
Marbury.
I don't want to say, look, they do their best. They do the potatoes out front.
Yeah, you're right. It was
sorry.
George and Mary Bailey again, just throwing rocks at windows.
Yeah, and she did look at the camera. Like,
To Scotland Yard,
it's a fake
please.
person. You can make her not do that. All right, let's go to Scotland Yard. Black Dragon.
In Jeff's office now without him. Oh,
Oh, okay. Candelabra mustache. Okay. Ooh.
I am not going to leave before having...
You know me, Ash. I've got to try everything except what they want me to do.
I thought that that was going to say that we were looking at Hercule Poirot.
Hey, I'm a pretty good looking guy. There's no mirror in this room, but I can still have my fun.
This man is not in good shape.
He can hear you. Bad haircut. Didn't touch his water.
Shaking hand. He's like rocking.
He's rocking. Oh,
What do you want from me?
Breathe. Maybe he's breathing. Something around his chest. Oh, crumpled jacket.
I guess. These aren't as
He's
cool as I
worried
wanted them
and
to be.
very tired.
No.
close-up
And other
things.
police have been hard on him.
I wish that they were real deductions, like
Mm-hmm.
Sherlock style.
We actually have a note now for him.
Can you pick up the water and throw it in his face?
Confess! Okay, okay. Hey, you know what? Why don't you take a nap? Here you go.
Can you give him the laudanum and be like, oh, he's not coughing, but can you throw vinegar at him like that lady?
I don't have any vinegar on me at this point.
Just see how long you can pace around and make him nervous.
Cust. What are
Now-
we going to do with you?
Did you bring in the second glass or are those both for him?
Those are both for him. Well, this one I'm dyeing some Easter eggs in.
Okay, got it. Don't touch that one.
What do you want from me?
Very good point, Anne. Ask if he
Yeah,
knows
I'm a
who's
murder-
speaking to him. You were murdered before 2020. Do you know who's speaking to you?
That definitely, that's ego points. Like, do you know I'm Hercule Poirot is 100% ego points.
Right. I mean, the other option is present yourself, which is the same thing. And ask who he is just makes you look like an idiot. Who are you?
Like, am I in the wrong room?
I was here to talk about life insurance. All right.
Good day, ABC. Do you know who I am?
Someone who's got it in for me.
Oh,
I am
that's
Hercule
going to
Poirot,
prove he doesn't
and I
know
want
who
nothing other than
Poirot
the
is.
truth.
Oh.
He wrote the
Oh,
letters
the
to
detective.
Poirot.
Good thinking, Ash. You're one step ahead of me on this. Talk about the letters, ask why he sent the letters. I guess is talk about the more sort of like get
Yeah,
around.
because we want to catch. Yeah, we want to catch him. We don't want to feed him the fact that he sent that.
Exactly.
Yes, I am the person you have been
Or
sending
we
the
could
letters
just say
to.
it anyway.
I didn't write
You know
these
what?
letters.
You know what? Asked and answered.
I've already said so.
Oh, we're going
Acknowledge
in.
his innocence. Get him to admit that he's forgot. Admit that you've forgotten sending me 3 letters. We did talk. Jap was like, he might have been in an altered state, but I think Perot has caught on by now that he's innocent.
I think so too.
Perot, you did us wrong on Thora when you were basically like, nope, she would marry anybody who asked. But this time, I think we're on the same
Yeah,
page.
Poirot.
Don't you do it, Perot.
Très bien. You did not hide these letters. But the question remains, who did?
Ooh, did.
Probably one of my
Honestly,
enemies.
going pretty well for
have
ABC right
many.
now. The guy, we're being pretty nice.
He has many enemies, which is a weird thing for this salesman of stockings to say.
Yeah.
What if he accused me of being a killer? I was joking. You're the killer. Don't you get the joke?
And then you throw the glasses off the table.
Ask if he's capable of killing. Accuse him of being a killer. Admit that you do not believe he is a murderer.
What a kidder. I think it's the third one because I think we need to put him at ease.
Okay. I like it.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr.
I
Cust.
mean, I don't know him that well. He could be.
I hope not.
Oh, he's not sure if he did it or not. Insist on the fact that he enjoyed the war. You loved the war. Remember getting mustard gassed and now you have a chronic disease that follows you your entire life? You're coughing up
Come
blood.
on.
It's the war!
What a laugh that was.
We all love it.
You remember the
Ugh,
good times.
I could go for a war right now so bad. Maybe just get him to talk about the army.
Yeah, definitely do that.
You suffered during the war.
It's true.
It's true.
I was wounded.
Now, one
I
melancholic.
suffered. But
But
the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior.
it should have been the other way
No
around.
questions, just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences.
Hint for the
bouts of
letters, though.
amnesia.
Someone just gave him orders to follow, and he did it.
headaches.
Good point.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
See, that makes me think that we were supposed to say he enjoyed the war because then he'd be like, yeah, I liked it. Because we came back to that anyway.
Mm.
But how would we have known to say that? I mean, well, anyway. I'm a little mad at the game. All right, that's fine. Accuse him of the murder. Accuse him of 3 murders. Get him to believe he is innocent. I feel like we should get him to believe he is innocent.
Get more information out of him that way.
Yeah.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
There you go.
No, never.
Ask him if he acknowledges going to the 3 towns.
That was a real quick physical change. He was like,
Does anyone... Ryan seems agitated. Ask him if he acknowledges going to the towns. Say the witnesses saw him in the 3 towns. I mean, I'm
But
all
we
out
don't
of
have witnesses
sorts.
that saw him in 3 towns. We just know that you've got the papers.
That's true. That would
Unless
be
we're
a
trying
lie.
to trick him.
I say just ask.
Me too.
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no
So?
harm in being there. It was only for my work.
Oh,
I bet we have to get him water.
We could give him the medicine we have in our
Oh,
pocket.
yeah, good
It's
thinking.
from his house.
Good thinking. Slide that. We could also give him the sedative instead and just see what happens.
Just mess with him.
Take this. It will help you.
It's booze.
Also, don't do that by just like a guy that walks into the
Thank you.
room and just offers you a bottle to take.
I know, you're being accused of murder and then someone tells you to drink something.
Can you take the cap off?
Oh, he did it.
Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Just like when I murdered that guy.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Pro, sit down. You're making everybody
In a
nervous.
hospital.
He should. I can't do anything for him. It's 1920. Ask him if he acknowledges, say that witnesses... Oh, so we're doing this again. So we go back to ask him if he acknowledges? Again?
I guess.
Do you
Did we not
deny
get that
being
answer
at the
before
scene
he
of the
coughed last
crimes?
time?
Maybe.
So? There was no harm in
Yeah.
being there. It was only for my work.
I think that's right.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Well, no, he wasn't.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot.
I
But
guess
not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains.
we've just assumed that this is
But
the
I
guy
had to
now.
respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky
Did he say he doesn't
has
like
never
trains?
heard of you.
Yeah, he gets sick on
And
trains.
as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received
Yes.
afterwards.
So it appear that you typed them before sending them yourself. It proves that you wrote them. So it would
It's.
appear...
I mean, I think it's the first one. Aren't we circling around the fact that like someone wrote them all, then sent him the incriminating typewriter to use,
Right. So it would appear that
and then
you...
Mr. Fishman gave him the typewriter ribbon.
Oh, right. So it would appear that... But I'm trying to get parsing this. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself. Why would he
Oh,
send
that
the
makes no
letters
sense.
to himself? I think just it proves that you wrote them.
Yeah.
It proves that you wrote them.
I may have.
We have only got +1. I don't understand what that
Good
first one
God.
was about.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Oh,
Oh, he
Oh.
just gave himself a little hug. He's just
Oh, buddy.
self-soothing,
okay. Well, that's good.
like a little kid.
Oh, we won Gothic Confessional. Well, maybe he would like a sedative?
Stop drugging our witness, Ryan. This is a professional investigation. You walking in, letting him cough blood all over himself, just handing him bottles.
I don't think there's anything else I can do to him. Can I
Let
leave?
him clean himself up or something at least,
I know,
Ryan.
go to
I'm
the
going
bathroom.
leave before having finished questioning him.
What do you think of this typewriter spool?
Did it say we haven't finished questioning?
Yeah. All right, I think we do have to give him this bottle.
I guess you can try giving him a sedative. That can't possibly be it. No!
Take this. It will help
This
you.
is inadmissible in court.
I don't know. After I drugged him with 2 different drugs, he said he did it.
Oh. I think I'll be fine.
Let
This
us
guy's
see
got a
first.
rough life.
Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
I don't know that.
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Red Cross.
Oh, because we took care of him.
Guess so. And the Kaiser mustache. I'm worried we're down the wrong path now. You
It
know?
says new objective, talk to Jap.
Let us leave Cust alone.
I don't know.
We're
I
at the end of
feel
this
like
tether.
personally, as an Ashley Perot, I feel like he's not our guy. I mean,
Yeah.
unless Messi did commit the murders technically, but he was forced to do it.
I mean, we know that he has these weird spells and stuff, but
He doesn't remember things.
it wouldn't be a very interesting murder mystery if it was just he did it and forgot about it, in my opinion. Like, it seems like somebody manipulating him is the way to go. But the thing I'm worried about is, did we pick the wrong choices, and now suddenly we're down a plot where we can accuse him, and then at the end it's like, you could have gotten the real truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably wouldn't do that, but... Dave says, I'm only halfway through part 2. Is this Perot spoileros? It might be, Dave. You're going to learn a lot of things that... And I don't know why you couldn't power through that 4.5 hour part 2.
I was gonna say, I don't blame you.
A little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Is Cust innocent? Well, I feel like was Perot just like screwing with him to see what he would say? I'm a little bit confused about that. All right, well, we don't know about Cust's health. Okay. Well, we know he suffers from this.
Maybe we're just ahead of Perot right now.
Yeah, that's happened before. But it seems like he's
too good.
He's just saying things wildly. He's like, I know you were there. I know you couldn't commit murder. I know you wrote the letters. I know you did commit murder, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. He suffers from hemoptysis. He brings up blood when he coughs. Okay, that would probably be one of them. We know about his health.
Yeah, what do you know about his health? Yeah, for sure.
Says he didn't write the letters. He had blood on him. He has a problem with his throat. He would expect a murderer to keep newspaper articles about all his crimes, but Cust collection starts... This has nothing to do with his health. Well, I just wanted to read them all.
But I'm so confused, like, why would they even give us these?
I think we're going to do a bunch in a row.
Yeah, you're right. Also, what room are we in now? It's like we sat at a picnic table to smoke?
I have to go out into the employee lounge, Jep. It's the only place I can think.
What is that?
Suffers from absences.
Oh, like a memory absence?
Yeah, I think so. He's talking about having the headaches. Not appear to recognize Perot. No reason to kill them. Okay. So, yeah, suffers from this. Problems with the throat.
I really thought that said buttholes instead of buttonholes.
I saw a lot of blood on his butthole. Wait, where were you looking?
This was not an appropriate interview that took place.
No. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt? Well, I would say... yeah, it's a Magic Tavern.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention at all. I'm just thinking about his buttholes.
He did... Ash, this is not appropriate holiday talk, all right? This is the Lord's time. You can't be talking.
Happy Christmas Eve.
Happy Christmas Eve, Ashley. When I wrote that in the tweet, I was like, no one's going to know what I mean by that. They're just going to think it's Christmas Eve. No one does Christmas Eve but the Georgia family.
It's official, Christmas Eve.
Ah, okay. So, is there anything that contradicts the fact that he would be guilty? Oh, in the Churston murder specifically.
Yeah.
That's the old man. So, he didn't recognize Perot. Right. That would mean he probably not the killer. He had no reason to kill them because the doctor that in the Churston murder was helping him.
Yeah. I think it's going to be that one, but will you scroll over the second picture of him in his little tie?
He had blood on him.
Oh, wait, no.
He says he didn't write the letters. It could be that one. Oh, no, here we go. You would expect a murderer to keep newspapers, but his collection starts with Churston as if he heard about the case late.
Okay, yeah.
No. Well, what if I took this one out?
Thank you, Cass. You do Christmas Eve too.
Okay, thank you. All right, here's all of them. Are there any clues to not support his guilt in the Churston murder specific? Oh, I remember. He had butthole blood. Because remember, he was saying that wouldn't have happened. And then no reason? No. And then Churston? No.
I'm getting sort of... Okay, wait. He says, what's the first one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Will you do the thing that I made fun of you for doing the last time?
Well, that's what I was trying to do, isn't it?
Hey, Ryan, will you please do that great idea in which I negated last time?
This is the last stream we ever do. I'm just so mad. I think it actually is this one where he says Sir Michael was attacked from behind. The blood would squirt out the other way. But then I'll read the next one. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not in the buttonholes. Yet, we see quite the opposite. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt? I guess just in general. So, he says that he did not write the letters. He had blood on him. You would expect a murderer to keep newspaper articles about all his crimes, but they start in Churston as if he heard about the case later. He did not appear to recognize Poirot.
Uh-huh.
He had no reason to kill them. I would say you expect a murderer to keep newspapers. And then I would say either didn't recognize Poirot or had no reason.
Yeah, he definitely has bad scrapbooking skills. That leads to his guilt, I think. I think the fact that he doesn't know Poirot and has no reason to kill them.
No, you're totally wrong.
What was the first one? Where they're sitting at a little desk?
It says he didn't write the letters.
It's not so much a clue.
I would say you expect him to keep the things, but he didn't keep the things. And then he, no reason, didn't recognize. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't really know why those two, but sure.
Well, I feel like maybe these two, he could be lying, but the other two seems more like evident. I don't know. Can we say without a shadow of a doubt that Cust is guilty?
No.
He says he didn't write the letters. He had blood on him. He had no reason. I think it's one in three, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Not guilty.
I mean, Poirot sort of was like
Don't see any
judge
clearer
and
than
jury
before.
here, but, I'll go with it.
This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Right. But
Let's
he
keep
didn't.
it simple. Never mind his motive.
Keep it
He
simple.
confessed.
But you see,
He
can confess to
confessed.
anything.
He
He denied the murders and then he confessed to them. He confirmed.
I
that he
gave him
never told
drugs and then he
letters.
confessed. Shut up.
I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what
I
he
mean,
had
he
done.
noticed he had always been at the cities.
How can
Well, I
you
guess he
be
also
so
knew he
sure?
went to those locations.
Let us look at his psychological profile.
If the stocking salesman
You
in question is
understand my
him,
point
then
of
he
view.
was there.
Yeah. You mean old
Now
Silky
try
Legs?
and get how
Yeah,
brain
that's what
cells
I
to
meant.
work.
That's what I meant. Thanks. So did you hear the part where Poirot was like, "Oh, this is interesting." Did you hear the part where Poirot was like, "You can tell that he's just crazy because I got him to say one thing, then I got him to say the opposite." So apparently, we were supposed to pick up that that was a contradiction on purpose.
I see. That he didn't know what he was talking
Right,
about.
exactly. Okay, observation by Hercule Poirot. Let's look at the murder, if you please. You see, oh, this is from earlier. Remember, it was like we got in a room and we're like, "Is he clever?" And then the only clue was like Poirot thinks so.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's like, oh, he hid behind a bush.
Yeah.
What a revolutionary crime.
It's true. It is just a picture of that bush. Like First of all, there was no bush even in the area, so it's crazy that he found one.
Imagine thinking of hiding and sneaking up on someone.
Now I want you to look at this. When he's behind the bush, he's almost invisible to the naked eye. Okay. So now we're kind of
go places.
This is the next Jack the Ripper.
Can't believe we're here now in this moment, witnessing this. How lucky are we?
What are you gonna tell your grandkids about the inventor of bush murder?
Sure, later, hiding behind a bush and jumping out and stabbing someone, that's going to seem trope. But now?
Yeah. If you, right.
He's going to have invented it.
It's so hard because people are going to see this and go, "I don't get the appeal." But now, here, we
Sure.
see it. Oh,
He
etc.
is clever.
All right, so we're going to be revisiting this question. Is Cust clever?
So we know the murderer is clever, but is Cust clever?
Oh, I see.
Because then that will see if he's the murderer.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes. Maybe the murder is Dave, you're thinking three-dimensionally now, which I love. Okay,
Think
I see.
outside the bush.
See, oh God, please. How do I stop this? Is he clever? Well, he had blood on him like an idiot.
Yeah.
Declaration by Miss Marbury. Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains, but he had to sell his stockings around England. Quote, "I have to respect my engagements," he used to say.
Sure.
Observation by Poirot. Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It's clear he did not grow up in luxury.
Okay.
Declaration by Cust. The army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions, just orders. I feel like that could be not clever.
Yeah, that's not clever. I mean, it's a narrow idea of cleverness, but yes.
Right. Thora Gray. He was very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesmen are very confident. He wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Declaration by Miss Marbury. Look how tiny this is. I have suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh,
Wait,
yes.
Do you think we need a magnifying glass?
Oh, can you get me that, Ash? Can you read that?
Hold on, no problem.
Yeah, can you just get that for me?
Hold on, let me just...
Okay, good.
Now, it says...
Yeah?
This is actually harder to use than I expected. Oh, wait, I might have to flip it around.
Boy, master detective over here.
Now, declaration by Mrs. Marbury.
Yep.
Suspected him for some time, but he appears so harmless. ... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about, but even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was ... It was only this morning that I understood. ...
Wow.
You're welcome.
That's a real clue.
I wrote it.
Declaration by Thora. Medium-sized glasses, dark suit, felt hat. I don't worry because my wallet's fat. Not the sort of man you'd notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot about him. Okay. Basically, we're like, this guy sucks in every way. But
Yeah.
I think he likes the army was the one that...
I think that's it.
just he follows orders. Mediocre.
Wow.
I mean, in Pearl's world,
the cleverest thing of all would be to pretend. I mean, all we have is his word that he liked the army.
a Kaiser Sose scenario, if you will.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa scenario. Okay.
Mhm.
Is Cust sure of himself? No. We just
No.
said he's hesitant and shy.
Yeah.
This was from that thing where it was like he has to be sure of himself to kill out in the open in that shop,
Yeah.
right? Is Cust a seducer? Oh, I don't know. Now, wait a minute. Before you answer the question, imagine him in those little bathing shorts.
Oh.
Now I'm
Never
interested.
Not the first time I've imagined him in those little bathing suits.
Ooh.
Choose the one that says he always has blood on him.
Now let's see. I'm gonna click it. Now he did have blood on him. I don't know why that's not locking in because it's hard to be a seducer.
Huh?
You want to go out? Wow, this guy's a real seducer. Has to respect his
Now,
engagement.
Doesn't like trains would be an immediate no for me. That's
I
a
know.
pass.
That's a little bit. He's not the man you'd notice. He's completely harmless. I feel like that's
Yeah, I feel like that's
The
it too.
opposite.
Again, kind of rude, but sure.
yeah, without charm.
Because he wears glasses, he's without charm.
I mean, are they wrong? A passenger timetable. Maybe the murderer likes trains, so he hates them.
He hates them. He gets sick on them.
Doesn't like trains, but he has to keep his engagements. Maybe door-to-door salesman isn't a good job for you.
Yeah, well, they literally just gave him that job, it fell into his lap.
It's true, like a typewriter. Is Cust impulsive? The killer is methodical and prepares his crime meticulously. He never forgets to leave his intriguing signature. He had blood on him.
I think it's got to be blood because he's not meticulous.
Well, I could see that. This one is the one about how he is
Sharpens his pencils.
Yeah, so I would say that
That's not impulsive, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, at least a little. And this one, he gets angry. I mean, I guess this is sort of impulsive if he just suddenly gets angry and then he's fine. It's a weird definition of
I think
impulsive.
it's gonna be pencils. I think it's gonna be pencils.
Okay, I'm clicking pencils. It's not pencils.
Ah.
Cold.
Oh, okay.
I
He's
guess,
cold.
I guess this is the one that matches. Is Cust generous? Without the ABC, you might have suspected Mr. Asher and Fraser, but signing his crimes makes him generous. I mean, he's not blood, so it's got to be this one. He's
Yeah.
parsimonious. Oh, he's not generous because he didn't grow up in luxury. These are different kinds of generosity, though. This is like
Yeah, I
helping
think
somebody
that
and spending money.
Not fair to say.
No. but-
Although I guess you could claim that he wouldn't have bought like a dozen of ABC books.
He's like, I so want to do these murders. It's not in the budget.
Cuss
Yeah.
character is quite the opposite of the murderers.
But if he's a madman,
Way to
can we
hate on
really talk
classes.
about his
people. It's
character?
true.
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual repetition in the choice of victims.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, you're right as always. So
well.
we have no confession, no...
Very
Your
well.
brain is
no
always fine. You
suspects,
do the job
nothing.
then.
And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
Perot is literally withholding evidence at this point.
Yeah.
Tell him about Fishman.
And the typewriter ribbon.
Fishman and the Typewriter. My new mystery novel.
I'd read it.
I'd write it.
Ask those people if they knew who did it.
Excuse me, this is going to be weird, but
Just slowly walk over.
okay,
But
and
keep it casual.
just
Bro, keep it casual. Just narrow
where did
in
I
on
drop?
them.
Where did I drop the?
Slowly get over
okay,
to them.
Let's see, and this is okay.
Like it's like casual. Now pretend like you just noticed them.
What is What? No, if I could just. Oh, maybe I dropped it down. Oh, hello. He won't look at them. They're on a.
No, well, he's a professional.
No, that's true.
Can you steal that bicycle?
Perot's version of running. They are beneath his notice. That's true. Go talk to this guy. I'm a policeman too, sort of. Hello. All right, let's get out of here.
He used to be a
Do I
regular
have any,
Bobby.
please?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know there's that flashback Perot in the Suchet series where he's like cop on the street, right?
Yeah, he was like a regular Belgian cop.
Yeah, that's
Cust's
cool.
arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Arrest him anyway.
I
Details.
can't believe the Jap
mon
was
ami.
still like, yeah,
The
we should still
devil is in the
publish that he's the
detail,
murderer,
as
put
we
his
say.
picture in the paper.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
The
Patience,
devil's in the
Hastings.
details. Jackbox
Everything
game
will be
party
clear
box
once
7.
our guests arrive.
Everyone loves it.
Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
If I'm wrong
A
about this, I will
revolver?
want to
But
kill myself.
Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
It doesn't
What
have
about
a
telling me
gun.
what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to
Surtout
play
pas.
your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
I hope it's like a giant crossbow.
Like on the flaming arrow. Well, I remember where the revolver is because we saw
Oh,
that
you
drawer
found it
earlier.
earlier.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice the cookies are back out.
It is nice. I feel like there's 2 plates where there were only 1 before.
Yeah.
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
Oh, I feel like you want blanks.
Right. Although he said, oh, I guess it's this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Revolver is
The
loaded
game
with real
made it really
bullets.
hard for us to figure
I
out which
still
one was
have
the
time
white
to
cartridge.
choose blanks.
Wait, what?
My revolver is loaded. I now have to give it
Well,
to
did we-
Hastings.
I can't tell if we did it right. Did he say it was loaded with blanks? He said white,
Yeah.
and these are
The
yellow,
white
right?
Ammunition are blank cartridges.
The others are real bullets.
The others are real bullets.
It's like there's one more thing to get us to 3. So you have
The
to like find
revolver is
something else.
loaded with blanks. I still have
The
time to choose real
blanks.
bullets.
Luckily, we didn't walk away because now it's loaded with blanks.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Does he say here? Oh, revolver loaded with
Is
blanks.
loaded. I now have
Okay,
to give
good.
it to
I feel like you
Hastings.
had just put in like a hodgepodge of bullets you found in a drawer, which doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, spin it.
Also, a gun you haven't used in years doesn't feel like advisable.
No, you got to clean that thing. Yeah, and I've stopped thinking that this is any kind of real accurate Belgian accent a long time ago. He's just like phonetically working his way through every incarnation of
I-
English.
Sort of feel like they only hired one man and one woman to do all of them.
Daily Flicker, September the 11th, 1935. ABC Affair, Terminus Doncaster. Japp and Poirot arrest the killer.
It's nice that they included them as a cute little duo.
Alphabet murderer.
Yeah, Japp and Poirot.
The police
Where's
have
Hastings in all
arrested
this?
him in a hotel in Doncaster. Was preparing to kill his fourth victim, Mr. Dick Dudley Dunbar, the establishment's manager.
Gotta give credit to Dick Dudley
Mr.
Dunbar.
Dunbar owes his life to the miraculous intervention.
We still haven't talked to him. I thought we were going to.
Japp of Scotland Yard and Detective
Well, I guess
Hercule
Japp
Poirot.
took care of that.
Yeah.
So we never went to Doncaster. That hotel was in London.
Yeah,
The
that's where he
Lancet,
was staying.
September
Where ABC
11th,
was staying.
1935.
Where he lives, I guess.
General Medical Journal. The alphabet murderer is not psychotic, according to Professor Thompson. In an early issue, we claimed that the alphabet murderer was not psychotic. Our assertion has just been confirmed by Professor Thompson, a Scotland Yard expert, who has spoken to the prisoner at great length. Not all obsessional killers are psychotic, he explained. It is true that Cust has a disturbed personality and memory disorders. But his amnesia, whether real or pretended, does not alter the fact that he was perfectly lucid at the time of his acts. Therefore, he will not
does sound like
escape
a Peter a little
punishment.
Okay.
I feel like, didn't we just have a whole conversation with Japp that was like, he's not psychotic, he didn't do it, just give me 24 hours. And then Japp was like, boop,
some
boop, boop,
cool
boop, ring,
hair.
ring, ring. Hello, newspaper. Here's all the evidence and a picture of him, and make sure to say all the wrong things. Bye!
Yeah. This game is a little weird. Every time the game cuts away,
It's not the right
I
time.
don't know exactly what has happened in the middle. But I do want some ego points for sitting down.
Definitely. Get a
Relieved
good
sigh.
sigh in. We all need it sometimes.
Oh, we didn't get any points. Okay, I'm gonna give Hastings the revolver here, but want to make sure I don't miss any new clues.
Look in the mirror again. For those who have just joined us, every time Perot looks in the mirror, we get points.
Yeah.
And we will let no mirror go unlooked in.
We also got a trophy for that one, cleaning Tomcat.
I guess you adjusted your little mustache.
It was September 11th last time we were here. I feel like that's this is not always right, because remember that time
Maybe
it was
it's
like
always the same day. Oh,
No.
yeah, because once it was like the 30th, and it was like, the 30th's tomorrow.
right.
The alligator's turned a different way.
Oh, it is? Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, his head was in another place before.
It's just humming it. Maybe he's suspicious. The alligator, that is. Okay, look at this.
Churston,
Churston.
Devon, population 500 inhabitants.
Okay, we've seen that before. And gotta look at Hastings hunting journal every time we come over here.
Just see if there's any new things.
Does he think Hastings is guilty?
Hastings'
surprised.
photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
That would be a wild turn for this game if it was Hastings who did it.
If like you turn the page in the hunting and it's like all of the dead bodies.
Dead bodies. Hastings is not good at covering up his tracks at all.
Hastings just still waiting there.
I say, Barrow, I'm standing in the middle of the room. I'm behind you, Hastings!
What about
Through that
telling
chair.
me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play.
Okay.
So
Here.
Hastings is going to have to play dumb. So we gave him blank bullets.
Voila, I don't trust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new.
We have not told him he has blanks.
So we're setting up a scenario in which Hastings thinks he's going to murder someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the most reliable way to solve a crime.
I mean, this is really just like a funny bit that Perot's doing. It has nothing to do with the murder
It's
at all.
unrelated. We're sending Hastings to like some guy's
Chief
birthday party.
Inspector, is that you?
Perot is not a
Yes.
great friend.
Sorry,
Screw
but we
him.
haven't
It's
found
true.
anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the
And
letter,
the packaging.
and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind.
His
I shall
landlady
withdraw.
did it.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
hold that
Of course,
meeting.
Chief Inspector. I can hear my guests coming up the stairs.
We gotta gather everyone into a drawing room.
Now, this is what I was
Why are
hoping
daughters here,
last
Miss
time.
Carroll?
Since Cuss' arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted.
Oh, he shaved!
Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the
Sliced
stockings we saw
together.
are of the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he
perhaps
wanted to
Hercule
play
Poirot.
with you, to taunt you.
You would say that, you
Xenophobia?
hutsy!
Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
That's why
may
I
be
don't like you,
wrong,
Poirot.
but Maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory.
These are all
All
accurate.
these theories should be studied.
In a museum called Bad Theories.
Now try and get our brain cells to work.
So here-
We're gonna have to prove all their dumb theories are wrong.
Yeah, that's true, we are.
Oh man.
Here's what I want, and I said this last time because I thought the game was ending and then it wasn't ending, which is good. I'm glad it went on. But I want this to be, we also wrap up all their interpersonal stuff too.
I hope so too.
And then we're like, that's why none of that matters, and also here's the actual killer. Okay. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? So that is when he sent it to White Horse because the White Horse was the name of the liquor, but not the name of where we live.
Instead of Whitehaven, yeah.
Okay.
And it was delayed.
That's right.
Which I still maybe suspect that it was purposely delayed.
I think that's definitely possible. Yes, we're gonna do a PowerPoint. Okay. Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? The body was still warm. Piece of envelope
Oh.
with the wrong address. Sorry.
The body still warm is interesting because that means the murder happened like right before they got there. So messing up the address and delaying it bought them time.
Is that true though? Because he always tells you what day the murder is going to happen either way, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. But it only got to them like the day of instead of earlier.
Oh, you're saying maybe he knew he didn't have a big window, and so I could say okay, I could see that. Piece of envelope with the wrong address. The letter's late arrival saved the murderer.
Okay.
So I guess that's kind of what you're saying. Right?
Yeah. But I'm not sure how we're proving the question, why did the murderer make a mistake in the address?
Poirot's address is not well known. The murderer challenged Poirot because he has an inferiority complex. The murderer challenged Poirot for glory. The area and the address caused the letter to be delivered late. The murderer challenged Poirot of xenophobia. The murderer always warned Poirot about his murders.
I think it's late. I think it's that one.
Uh-huh.
I think it's
Late arrival saved the
that
murderer.
one. Yeah. And
I think it's piece of envelope with the wrong address. I think we just want
Yeah.
like... Oh, no, I'm wrong.
is it the first one? The body's warm?
No, it might be murder always warned Poirot. The mistake is
okay.
intentional. Yeah. Why did the killer send his letter to Poirot? Okay. So, body was warm, piece of envelope. Okay, not known. So, it's either the murder challenged Poirot because he has an inferiority complex, the murder challenged Poirot for glory, the murder challenged Poirot out of xenophobia. I don't think he mentioned in the letters anything about him being foreign, did he?
No, it feels glory.
It seemed like glory to me. I mean, although glory and an inferiority complex are essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
this
think
is...
it's glory because I think it's going to help us that it was like in the papers.
That's true.
Because I think that assuming that this is like a plot, the murderer needed everyone to make the connection that it's A, B, C, so that we all knew these murders went together.
Right.
So that,
he could frame ABC.
yeah.
I think you're right. No.
No? Took a swing.
It's not that either. Well, I guess xenophobia? No.
So it must be one of those letter ones. What does the second one say?
Piece of evidence with the wrong address.
Try that. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but no, okay.
Poirot's address is not well known. He wrote to Perot because his address is not well known? What?
What are you talking about? I guess that means...
Is everything clear
Walk
now?
it through me. Walk me through it, Perot.
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule.
Like he's proving his
However,
cleverness,
in
Dave
Churston, he
says.
encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
But that's
Because for his
only
plan
applicable to the
succeed, it
third
was
murder.
necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument.
But
It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle.
Me, he wears
Don't you find it hard to
glasses.
believe
I've
that
never
this character
dated.
is the clever murderer we are looking
I
for?
mean, sure, he's a seducer.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
I
No
cannot
doubt.
tell you who's talking.
But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of a psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
And it is going to be one of these guys, isn't it?
Okay. Hold on a second.
Yeah, let's break it down.
So okay. So I get the fact that the reason it went to Perot in theory was because he needed to have someone who was famous but also didn't have a famous address.
Yes.
So, but I don't understand why that letter, which letter was delayed?
The third one, the Churston one, and they're saying that it's a very small town, so if they had given them advance warning, it would have been easier to catch the murder because there aren't as many people, which I guess is true. They would be like a more obvious if there was an outsider in town or whatever.
Well, it would be like you would very quickly narrow it down to like, well, there's only two guys that have a CC name, and you would. Just
Oh, that's
guard
true.
them.
Yeah, that's true. The victim has to match a profile. You would know who it was. Yeah.
But okay, so that needed to be delayed because the murder had set up a world in which the letters come early, but this one had to come just day of so that they'd have time to do the murder.
Right. He's trying to say like, I'm so clever I can warn you about it and still murder the person, but in this particular instance I actually couldn't, but I'll make it look like I did, and it was the post office fault.
Okay.
Right?
It feels like if you were the murderer, you would just set up a world in which you warn them day of so that you wouldn't have to.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I was not on track. I mean, you can't warn them day of with the mail, in that time, right? You couldn't guarantee it.
Well,
it
yeah,
also
but
wasn't.
you got mail delivered morning and evening. There was a lot more mail delivered.
Well, it depends on where you're sending it from. Like, it takes a while.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, it doesn't make him look as clever, as Dave points out. He has to look clever by giving him like a month and still can't do it.
Okay, right.
I think the reason I was confused, I guess I guess now that we walk through it, it makes sense. At the time, I didn't arrive there, but okay, I'm with
Was the way that question was phrased.
Yeah. Anne does point out it would be very weird and anticlimactic if the murderer wasn't in the room of the murder solving party. But I guess the game did a good job of taking me on a ride, because at first I was like, it can't be any of these people. It's this outsider. But then that somebody's manipulating this guy, right? And it's got to be somebody from the C murder, like, right? Because the C murder is the doctor who has all those patient files.
Yeah. And it's the one where we know the most characters, Like, it's probably not going to be the drunken husband of the first murder isn't even there. So it would have to be his niece.
Right.
And I guess it could be Donald or the sister. But why?
Yeah, I forgot. We forgot all about that husband.
Yeah.
It could be Donald and the
From-
sister, which I'm sure will come up something about the fact that by killing Betty they could be together, but that seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
And with the C murder, you have the inheritance stuff for Frankie C
Yeah.
that could play into it, knowing that the wife will die soon.
Yeah. And there was those burned records
There was the burned records right at the scene, which would
that
be
tied them all together.
weird if the murderer didn't do it. But if the murderer did it, why would he burn it at the scene unless he lived there already?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does tie together pretty well. All right, game over. We don't have to play the rest. We solved it.
Right. Okay, what do we know
it
about
also
Cuss?
that also does make a lot of sense because that's the C murder. Whereas, why not just pick a larger C town if you were just picking any town? It has to be the
You're
town
right.
he already lives in.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. What do we know about Cust? Declaration by Miss Marbury. Cust is easily influenced.
That could be helpful.
Yeah. Cust tries to overcome his travel sickness by traveling often by train.
That's okay, sure.
Cust buys newspapers that report on the case. He wanted to see the crime scenes. I don't think he necessarily wanted to see them.
Yeah.
Alice and Betty are in Dr. Clark's medical records. Cust was a door-to-door salesman. It's a coincidence that he went to the victims' towns. Cust went to Bexel because he wanted to swim.
Got a little cute swim shorts.
Cust was in the war and has never been quite the same in the head since. Cust was wounded during the war. The murderer found a way to access Dr. Clark's medical records and tried to burn them in order to hide his tracks. So I would say Cust is easily influenced. Cust hasn't been the same during the war.
Yes.
Cust is mentally fragile and easy to manipulate.
All right.
Just like me. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scene?
He's a door-to-door salesman.
He's a door-to-door salesman. I wouldn't say it was a coincidence. I think he was manipulated, but I think this is the closest.
I agree.
I guess we could do that. We could also do Cust buys newspapers that report on the cases. He wanted to see the crime scenes.
No, I think he wants to see the crime scenes because he's he's like, I know I went to those towns. Where did they die? And he's like, oh, shoot, I went to all those buildings.
Right. I say Cust travels by train.
Sure. Although that's weird, but yeah.
Well, not right.
No.
I'm just gonna click them all.
So I guess if that was none of them, that means that one's wrong.
Yeah. Did I try all the rest? Didn't try these two. Okay, so it's not that he was a door-to-door salesman? Well, okay. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scene? Cust was in the war. It hasn't been the same. The murderer found a way to access Dr. Clark's medical records and tried to burn them.
I mean, I guess that could be it because part of the medical records was Cust.
Yeah, we could do that, and we could do Alice and Betty were in the medical records.
That still feels like we're getting to A to D, which is
yeah.
unusual for this game.
Yeah. Maybe he buys newspapers, he wants to see the crime scene, and then he also travels by train.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be salesman.
That's what I thought. I mean, his presence at the crime scene, if we go with the theory we have so far, can be explained by he got a job and whoever sent him his things was manipulating him.
Send him the instructions, yeah.
Because it has to be manipulated through the job because that's where the typewriter came from.
Yeah.
So that's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Right? Unless the typewriter was, the fact that the ribbon was replaced, maybe it came from a different typewriter, something like that. Like the ribbon was from the older typewriter, but like that would be a little bit complicated.
We have a letter that's like, here's a name and address of this person to go visit. Don't worry if they're murdered later.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Love, the real murderer.
Love, M. Fishman, signed the real murderer.
P.S. I'm framing you.
P.S.
P.P.S. Take some more sedative.
B.B.P.S. Have a great summer. Wish you were here. The murderer.
Hags.
Hags.
Okay.
let's go. Let's say. What about Cust was in the war and
Sure.
and the medical records were found? No. What about the medical records and Alice Asher? So we could only jump ahead to the. Okay. Cust was manipulated. The killer made him go to the town so as to hide his tracks. He did not kill it, and he did not have Dr. Clark's medical records. Okay. Well, we knew all this, but.
Dr. Clark's patient's records provided a very useful list of potential victims.
It didn't really answer the question of why was Cust in there.
The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed,
Great
it seems
question,
unlikely
Megan.
that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
Say that just one murder is of interest to the killer. Say that the murderer kills for pleasure. Say the killer has developed a taste for murder. Say that there are 3 murderers.
I think it's only one of them is the real murder.
The other ones are cover up.
They're ruses.
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention.
Yeah.
This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Me and Hastings.
Franklin, Clark, Donald
Hastings will now shoot
Fraser?
us both.
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a
Okay, so
motive.
it's either
But Donald
David
did not
Tennant
have
or Frankie
access to
C.
Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Oh, he did, because he worked for that firm.
Oh, I did not expect that to come back.
Donald's firm worked for Clark. That's right. I did forget
He
that.
works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it. And you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
Little picky
Do you
picky.
think I'm guilty?
I still think it's not him, though, because why would he burn it at
Or
the scene?
Mr. Franklin Clark.
That's ridiculous.
I'm Hastings in a different
Both of you
suit.
have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer?
Well,
Let
meticulous,
us now try and get
Yeah.
our
you
brain
know, all that
cells to
stuff.
work.
That's not our good friend Donald, who just now shaved for the first time in the game.
No. Donald has never shown up to anything not drunk.
All right. Is Donald clever? Megan really liked him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. A true gentleman. Mr.
No.
Perot, since Betty's death, I have doubts about myself. I don't know what to do, and I keep having a horrible dream 3 nights in a row.
Oh.
He's a bright man with a promising career ahead of him. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying, "One day, one day." Well, women seem to like him. I think Megan will take care of him. Or, I'll sleep on the train. I like trains. It's easy to sleep, rocked by the sound of the wheels. I guess he has a bright future ahead of him.
I guess I thought we were trying to prove that he wasn't clever, but all these do make him seem clever.
I think that he'll probably not fit all the profiles. Or perhaps he will, and we are way off. I will say the game is doing a decent job of, like... I feel like we're pretty smart about most of it, but there's still surprises that make me feel like I'm reading a novel, too.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm... The hallmark of a detective story is you, like, are learning information as the detective learns it, and I feel like we are sort of doing that.
Yes, good point. Is Donald sure of himself, like the killer who killed when the street was packed with people? That's rather bold.
No. No, it's going to be the one where he literally says, I don't know about myself.
I have doubts about myself. Easy to influence. We told him he didn't kill her, but he did. Is Donald a seducer? Oh, he's a good man.
The ladies seem to like him. Isn't that one of them?
Oh, well, that's true. The ladies do seem to like him. Women seem to like him.
But the second one, it does make sense. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a seducer. Does Donald like trains? I like trains.
I like people who do things.
I like crisscross. Is Donald impulsive? Because the killer is methodical. Megan likes Donald. He would have made Betty a good husband. He got really upset and said he was going to kill everybody.
Yeah, that one definitely, I think, is impulsive.
Quick-tempered, so he's not methodical,
He's not
and
cold.
he's not sure of himself. Is he generous? Yeah, he was attentive and generous, a true gentleman.
A weird, like, this game has a real odd definition of generosity.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything.
Surprised he got there on time.
Jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
That's true. You don't set them down and plan.
Right, I suppose it's my
Yeah.
turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Could not tell you which one of those two
Absolument,
people are
Mr.
talking.
Clark.
No. I think it's going to end with Hastings being
It's
drunk.
not
Jill's like,
right
I'm
that
Hastings, I
they
swear,
get
not the
themselves to work."
Clark. Of course you are. We've solved it again, the right Hastings with a mustache? Okay, is Franklin clever? Indeed. Let us look again at the murder, if you please. You will see the murder carried out to perfection. Let's see. Thor is evasive about her relationship with Carmichael. School report for Franklin Clark. He was a good student. Lacked discipline. He's fallen to Thor's sweet-talking charms.
Yeah, House of Darkly, that's exactly what happened.
That's good. Now, can we do another take? You are sounding a little like Hastings, so can we just do a take? Remember in your Franklin Clark voice? Sure. I'm Hastings. Oh, Ash, could you get out the magnifying glass again for this one?
No problem. I don't even know why I ever put it away.
Wait. Stop. Did I hear the sound of a zipper pouch that you keep this magnifying glass in?
That's Ryan. It comes in its own official carrying case.
Why does it have to be shaped like a magnifying glass?
It's got a little. You gotta keep your magnifying glass in tip-top shape. This is a nice. Now you'll see. It's a nice. It's hard.
Oh, that's a
you
hard
know?
shell. You can throw that in a bag.
Don't wanna crush that magnifying glass. Now you tuck it in. There's only one way it fits. And you zip it up.
How is there only one way it fits? Is there like a ridge or something?
That's like it's magnified in shape. So
Well, I know it doesn't
When
go
I'm
upside down.
when I'm looking for it in the night,
Yeah, in the middle of the night when you reach for it.
when I have a startling revelation to make, I can find it quickly.
Or you just have to burn some ants right away. Well, don't put it away. Yeah, what does it say here?
Let me tell you. Dear Franklin.
Mhm.
This is harder to use on a screen than you might expect. Dear Franklin, first, I wish you a good start to a successful new year. I have received your letter dated December 10th. Thanks for defending my interests against Wong, this robber. Things could have got pretty bad if you weren't a real cool, cold-blooded guy. I envy you for that.
Okay, got it. So that was from his brother.
Magnifying glass did it again.
Thanks, magnifying glass, for teaching us to laugh about love. Okay, so that's the letter from his
he
brother.
Has, vaguely racist undertones about cheating someone.
Yeah, this art guy who was going to cheat them. But he's called him cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Hastings says, come on, Pearl, I'm a married man. Miss Gray's already been courted by Franklin Clark. The Railway Children. Oh, so he likes trains. He had that Railway Children book.
Fair.
I mean, when he was a child.
Yeah, and also that was a gift. It
Oh.
came inscribed.
That's true. He could have just been like, "Oh, I'll put it on the shelf. Thanks. I like
Yeah.
boats. I keep saying boats."
Although he did keep it in one of his special puzzle boxes, so I guess it was a prized possession.
But he also kept, like a glass of
What
whiskey
did he
in there.
keep in the puzzle boxes?
And finally, it is normal that people of helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed, starting with you, Mrs. Drower. He's generous.
That's going to be generosity. Yeah, so what's a clever...
He did well in school, I guess.
Sure, try it.
Okay.
All right, that seems a little simplistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I got S for satisfactory in school all the time, but I still can't spell.
I got S for something completely different. It was totally the other S. Killed when the street was packed with people. Okay, is Franklin sure of himself? Well, he's cold-blooded, or cool-blooded. Oh, yep, says he's sure of himself right here.
Yeah.
Honey, where did you put the scissors? Did you check the puzzle boxes? Multiple... All right, I'll go around looking at every puzzle box. Is he a seducer? Well, he did slap a big wet one on Thora.
Yeah.
I guess it's the one about being courted.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, it could be the evasive one, but it's not.
Sorry, I clicked ahead. That's why you have to have a knife. Does he like trains? Are you kidding me? Have you seen his book collection? We haven't gotten...
By E. Nesbitt.
Yeah. The E. Nesbitt?
Premier children's railroad author.
All right, is he impulsive? No, he's cool-blooded, right?
Yeah.
I think we've gotten all hits so far. Is he generous? Oh, he's paying for railway tickets up and down the block.
Left and right.
He's made of railway money.
He does love trains, so maybe he's just,
As you have all seen,
he's generous
there is a
re-trains.
disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
No. Say that Thora Gray bothered him. Say that Franklin was impatient. Okay. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated because our conclusions about Thora Gray have been wrong compared to the game's conclusions. But
we thought Gray was doing her due diligence, a nice lady. And the game thinks that she is a hussy.
An absolute...
manipulating every man that walks around.
Gold digger seductress. Okay, we know that she was... we know that Carmichael was... the victim, Franklin's brother, was attracted to Thora, gave her some fancy gifts. Seeming that he's just stole them from an art collection. That gave them some gifts that should be in a museum.
But maybe that's the bothering her. Maybe Thora Gray... We had this theory before and never had any evidence that... Because she was the researcher cataloging things, so maybe she knew that they were stolen.
No, I remember this theory, and I like this theory, but I think I just understood what the game wanted us to think, which is...
Oh, did you use your little grisses?
I used my little grisses.
Mon chéri!
Does it bother you that the captions say little gray cells, but he says brain cells?
Yeah, it does bother me.
Thank you.
It feels like none of the parts of these games, no one was in the room together. Like this was made over a Zoom call.
This was not made during the pandemic.
Every time every time we have to click something and it's see a rumpled coat, the illustrator definitely was never told that they should rumple.
Right. Or clenched fists, and it's just a hand that doesn't even exist.
It's nonsense.
All right, here's what I think.
Okay, lay it on me.
Carmichael was afraid, Franklin was afraid Carmichael was going to ask Thora to marry him.
And then she would get the inheritance. Okay, that's interesting.
And we already are going to have a piece of evidence that we got earlier against our own deductions that implied that Thora would have said yes if he'd asked her to marry him.
Yeah, but then wouldn't she just kill Thora?
if he kills Thora, he still has to wait to get that inheritance,
Yeah.
and his brother could fall in love with somebody else. If he kills his brother,
Yeah. Then he
You know
just
what I mean?
has to wait for the already sick wife to die.
right, she's gonna die in 6 months.
Actually, but she's the wife, so she probably doesn't even get all. He would probably still get the house and stuff because he's the brother.
yeah,
It'd be the family line. He'd get the family money.
that's true. I mean, it does sort of ignore the fact that if he killed if the wife's still alive, wouldn't she get his property, and then she would have to leave it to him? Although maybe she did. But I feel like we're on the right track.
This is Britain, remember? So it's like the
Right.
family land, I think, goes like to sons.
Didn't the wife think she was being poisoned? She did think that. Perot sort of dismissed that because she was told to order poison, but told by whom? Franklin Pierce or Clark.
See, so yeah, because the wife thought she was being poisoned by Thora, but maybe she was being poisoned by Frankie
Franklin.
C.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go with say that Thora. I keep wanting to say Thora Birch. Thora Grey bothered him.
Thorberg.
Because of Miss Grey.
Yeah.
3 ego
Mademoiselle,
points.
Also, you haven't been telling the truth. There is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death.
Based on what?
For
Perot?
you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother...
Oh,
you
she's
would
worried about the
not have
children. He's
been
already ahead of the
taken.
game.
You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no, you know perfectly
Oh,
well.
that's the letter they
That
were
is
saying he
not
sent to himself. Now I get it.
Eh bien voilà, light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Good night.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
1 point to him. For the moment, I have no
Oh,
material proof.
This is an aside.
Either
This is
I admit
we're getting a
to it,
Shakespearean
Or
aside.
I bluff.
Invent an item of proof found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop. Lie about the fingerprints found on Cust's typewriter. Say that proof is going to be easy to find.
I think easy to find. I feel like we don't want to lie.
He did just say either I admit it or I bluff him. So bluff him. He's sort of making you think bluffing him is a legit option, which does seem like something Perot would do.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as specific in the lie. He would just say like, "Oh, it's coming. Like I know what it is," and then see what the other guy says, and that's going to point you towards what the real proof could be. If he's like, "Don't look in the drawer," and you're like, "Aha!"
Yeah, I mean, that is true. He would be like, be like, the proof is simply in the garden. And then when the guy showed up in the garden, he would know,
Yes, exactly. He'd be like, "Hastings has the proof right there," and then Hastings fires the gun because he thinks that's his job.
He thinks it's his job. Okay, if we invent an item, just to explore the options, if we invent an item of proof found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop, I don't know what you could imagine that to be, other than to say, we have your tie, or something. I mean, the cane...
I mean, unless he says, like, "That's impossible. I was never there," and gives away something about the scene that only the murderer could know.
Which it would be useful to use Alice Asher's death in that case, because I believe that was the one that didn't appear in the papers.
I see.
Or, at least not right away. We could lie about the fingerprints found on Cust's typewriter, but here's the thing. If he was methodical, he wouldn't have left any fingerprints.
Yeah, it'll be like, "Impossible. The murderer wore gloves," or whatever. And that is probably true. So anyone could say that.
Yes. So I think we either make up something about Alice Asher or we say the proof is going to be easy to find. I would normally say the proof is going to be easy to find, but I don't know. I'm all off kilter because it feels like I'm always wrong about this.
Yeah, we never get these right, and that's why I think we should just go big or go home and pretend that we're going to plant evidence at Alice Asher's tobacco shop.
Okay, you ready? I'm locking it in.
Yeah, I'm ready.
One thing
Bam,
project.
parode.
A carton of placed cigarettes you stole from Mrs. Asher and found at your home.
You have nothing on me. You're bluffing, Mr. Poirot. Come on, Thora, there's nothing for us to do here.
That wasn't it.
Don't touch me.
Thora!
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
All right. Well played. I lose. The game's up.
Man, I feel like, I mean, we knew where we were going, but I feel like we really whiffed on that one.
Also, Thora for sure withholding evidence.
Don't come near me!
Luckily, he's got blanks.
I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
Oh,
How did you know Hastings had a gun on him? No! That would still...
it would still screw you up.
That's... Yeah, it's not good. Don't do that, everyone at home. Blanks are
I'm
still
sorry,
bullets.
Mr. Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks.
Could have just not
I'm
brought
sorry,
the gun.
mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
Can't believe we made this about her being a hussy again for some reason. Those two are the same person. They hired twins at this police
It's
station.
a copy-paste cop. A
Copy-paste cop.
yeah.
Disappointed at having missed
Copy
the
paste
chance to
cop is
become
what
Lady
plays
Dick
on
Dudley Dunbar's
Donna
talking.
Gray left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married.
Why is Dick Dudley Dunbar doing the wrap-up?
On Poirot's
Dick Dudley
recommendation,
Dunbar?
Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark.
Oh,
The
that's
elderly
nice.
lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better,
Oh, she was being
and a
poisoned.
few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of
Post-credit scene.
spontaneous
Ernest
remission.
Spinoff.
Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since.
Sounds like she was being poisoned. Oh no.
Journal of an Innocent. The incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Even more popular than York Minster?
Wow, buddy.
This has been my story, Dick Dudley Dunbar. A little bit of a weird way to end. Why did Dick Dudley Dunbar show up?
What? What just happened? That was the most baffling part of this entire game.
It sounds like things worked out for everybody. I mean, it's weird that we don't have an epilogue with Poirot, and they were like, the actor officially has run out of ways to pronounce alphabet, so we can't get him back in. Let's bring Dick Dudley Dunbar in.
Dick Dudley Dunbar. Wow.
Absolutely outstanding. Well, so I'm a little bummed out because it feels like we could have ended that better, because it basically just let Thora solve it for us.
Yeah, totally.
But we knew everything that was being said. Like, we knew that he had to be the one. I want to see. I wish there was an easy way. Maybe they have something in the bonuses to see. What would have been like if we had gotten all the right answers.
I thought that it was going to take us like through that timeline again and tell us like how everything happened.
Yeah.
And how all the little details made sense.
Yeah. I mean, we had mostly worked it out, but it's weird that they didn't walk us through it. Yeah, it's
I can't believe it ended with Dick Dudley Dunbar telling us. Like, it ended like a John Hughes film.
It did. Hastings was drafted and killed in Vietnam. And as for Poirot, well, that's another story.
Wow.
Dick Dudley Dunbar, you glorious bastard.
Do you think that Copy and Paste Cops is on ABC opposite Detective Dunbar, DC Dick, which
Yes.
is on NBC?
I do. But then one of them gets like canceled, and the other company buys them so they can be like a TGIF lineup.
That's fair.
Okay, well, we got 100% progress,
Wow.
475. I'm gonna call that respectable.
Yeah, that's not terrible. Let's see.
If only we gotten Perot doing the fist in the air. I know. Don't you forget about me, Hercule, Hercule.
We got a 79.
Oh,
in,
percentage-wise?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff we didn't see here. Why didn't that play out in the game?
Play it.
All right.
When Franklin understands that his brother's inheritance is going to be stolen from under his nose, he decides to get rid of him. In order not to be
Hey,
considered
Acivad.
as a suspect, he
We
has
just solved the
idea
murder.
of including the murder as part of a series.
Here's
that
what
the
happened.
police would put down to a madman. Franklin uses Sir Carmichael's medical records to
Hold on.
choose his victims as well. When
This music is drowning out Perot.
Yeah.
When Franklin understands that his brother's inheritance is going to be stolen from under his nose, he decides to get rid of him.
Assuming they get
In
married and
order not to
assuming
be
they have
considered
kids.
as a
so.
suspect,
Right.
he has the idea of including the murder as part of a series that the police will put down to a madman. Franklin uses Sir Carmichael's medical records to choose his victims as well as the ideal suspect, Alexander Bonaparte Cust, who was seriously wounded in the war and suffers from bouts of amnesia. Franklin
This is why
writes
you
the
shouldn't keep
letters
your
he will send me
medical
before
records
each
in your
murder on
house.
his own typewriter in advance. He contacts Cust by letter and offers him a job. Cust is convinced that he is working for a hosiery company. In reality, it is Franklin
So-
that sends him
There
his
was no-
instructions. His goods
Franklin also had to go around
leave
buying
his stomach.
pantyhose to
When
send
he
him.
receives
Yeah,
the
it's
first
like did
letter,
Franklin also just
Hastings
start like an
thinks that it is a
LLC,
joke.
Silky Legs Pantyhose
As for me,
Company, and like buy a
filled with
factory and
foreboding, I prefer to
manufacture?
inform Chief Inspector Jack.
Absolutely.
Following his written instructions, Cust goes to Andover. He visits Mrs. Asher's tobacco shop and sells her a pair of stockings. After Cust's visit, Franklin, in turn, enters the tobacco shop.
So,
Mrs. Asher is
This
not
company
suspicious
didn't
of
exist
the
at all,
murderer.
but he was a decent
Takes to be
salesman
an
anyway.
ordinary customer.
Yeah.
The old lady turns around to take a packet of cigarettes. She's beaten to death. We investigate the first murder with Hastings. No suspect has a motive. A few weeks later, we receive a second letter signed ABC.
Single sort of like time
Chief
between these
Inspector Japp is
murders,
informed.
which makes the letters sort of make a little more
should
sense.
start with
Yeah.
the letter B. Alexander Bonaparte Cust goes to Bexhill. He sells Mrs. Barnard a pair of stockings. Betty Barnard leaves her work. She's dressed to go out. The young woman is
But she's not
strangled on the
wearing-
beach. Betty was killed by the man who had arranged to meet her that evening, the seducer Franklin Clark. In Bexhill, Donald Fraser appears to be the perfect suspect for Betty's murder, but he has no connection with Mrs. Asher. 5 days after the Bexhill murder, Cust goes
I
to
feel like we should have had
Churchton for his
evidence
work.
that
In
Frankie
the
C
afternoon,
drank that
Sauergret
whiskey.
turns away
Yeah.
a stocking seller. After dinner, Sir Carmichael Clark takes his usual walk. His brother waits for him, hidden behind a bush. The murderer
Classic bush
leaps
crime.
out from his hiding place and cuts Sir Clark's throat. The third letter arrived late. Franklin deliberately wrote a wrong address. In Churchton, Thorogray and Franklin Clark are the main suspects. Back in London, Cust is seized by violent coughing fit and brings up blood. He stains his shirt, which later frightens his landlady. We receive the final letter from ABC. The next murder will be in Doncaster. The second general meeting in London highlights the common point between
What a
the
coincidence
victims,
that this doctor that
stockings,
his
and a
brother was
third
trying to
condition.
kill happened to have
Custer's
patients that
landlady
had
telephones
AA
the
names and
Scotland
BB
Yard
names that
to
lived in
tell
his
them
town.
about her
I know.
suspicions. Cust is arrested shortly afterwards in Doncaster.
And also that he found a
Franklin
guy who
had
was the
planned
perfect
a
taxi
fourth
whose initials were
murder in
ABC.
Yeah, he
abandons
could
the
not
idea
do it at that
after
point.
Cust's
Yeah.
arrest. Cust confesses to the crimes he did not commit.
He calls it a general meeting like
He's
he's a
an easy
murder
culprit.
CEO.
Too easy. Franklin Clark is unmasked. He is the true culprit, and the man who manipulated Cust. And there
So
we
what
have
will
it.
happen to
Another
Sexy
case
Legs?
solved
What was it
by
called? Silky
Hercule
Legs?
Poirot.
Silky Legs goes on to be a success run by Hastings, actually.
Yeah. I can't believe that Dick Dudley Dunbar didn't tell us about the success or failure of Silky Legs. Oh, so he didn't get some of the mustaches.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Dick Dunbar really dropped the eye.
How do you get Eagle Eye?
Oh, it doesn't tell me. Although this is like Poirot, you are receiving a stroke or finishing half the observations. So were there some observations we didn't finish? Like, that's crazy. We were looking everywhere.
Yeah.
Medium donkey.
Wait, what? How did we even get small donkey?
Well, it says even Poirot sometimes makes mistakes. So maybe this would be if we had like made more mistakes. So hopefully that's a good thing.
I'm so glad we got both cat.
Me too. Okay.
We better have gotten all the gears. We solved enough puzzle boxes in our day. Wow, we didn't get 3 mustaches. I feel so betrayed.
I bet these mustaches are for like doing perfect in the conversations, you know?
Yeah.
I know we didn't get everything with that. Did you feel the pervasive presence? Oh, it's like we saw all the dragons. I must have missed a dragon. So I mean, this is crazy because I feel like we were so thorough. On your own initiative and thanks to your talents in graphology, you have proved the common origin of the letter sent by the killer. Wow. No, I don't really need to see this.
I am shocked to learn there was more for us to see or do.
Yeah, it felt incredibly thorough. I really am wondering. I wonder if I can pull this up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a like perfect run through of ABC Murders on YouTube and see how that end goes if you like do everything perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, are we assuming that Frankie C was going to just keep murdering people until they found Archie Bunker Charleston or whatever his name is? Because there was a D murder planned.
I think the D murder, I think that, I forget exactly how, that was timed out right to where we had, right when we were figuring out ABCs. I want to say that maybe it was planned of like, by then you'll, you know, have figured out it's ABC and I won't have to do this anymore, you know? Like, I feel like that maybe he was never planning to finish that one.
I forget how those storylines crossed. Like, how did we in the game know it was ABC?
We found the burned letters, the burned medical records, and we found ABC in there.
Oh, right.
We found he was a stocking salesman, that he traveled, all that good stuff, you know?
But D was in those medical records, so... Wait, and also, were we ever supposed to find those? We weren't supposed to find those medical records, so I don't know what the killer's plan was about how he was going to frame ABC.
That's true. I mean, one of the letters was like, I guess we're going all the way to Tipperary. It's like, would he have just kept going?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he totally like set this guy up to be like found out. But I forget if there was something else to the way we discovered ABC.
He hid ABC too well.
We also never learned about Dr. Fishman, which, I mean, I assume was Franklin. I mean, was that Franklin? Was that a coincidence? I assume it was Franklin, right?
So was he must have planted the typewriter ribbon, or actually, no, maybe it's just that typewriter ribbon, the game was just showing us
that it was the same typewriter.
Strip. Yeah, the strip of the letter that had been written, whereas obviously chronologically there would have been a lot of stuff written after that.
Okay. I found the ABC Murders full walkthrough. Let's see if I can... This guy completed the game in 5 hours, so a little faster than us, if I'm being honest.
Oh, ours was like 12 or something.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to try to set this up so we can look at it real quick.
Wow, I love that somebody perfected this game.
Oh, of course. That's the great thing about the internet. Okay, let me go to just me for a second. Let me change what I'm sharing with you.
Should I change my shirt or something?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a full costume change happening?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, House of Darkly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, you seeing that?
Now we get. Uh-huh.
Now, can you hear this?
Now we're gonna guess the things that you watch based on what YouTube is recommending. We'll do a quick dive into your bookmarks.
Can you hear this
I
music?
have to choose the type of bullets to load.
Okay, sorry, I've got to also set up so they can see it as well. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you guys couldn't see it.
Okay. Let's see. We're going to go to this. We're going to do a new scene. Look, I didn't plan on this just yet, but don't worry, it's going to be great.
Ryan's got YouTube Premium, everyone.
I do. Well,
Guess who's not using their pencils down to a stub?
It's true. How do you do this? Window capture? Wish I knew how to do things. Okay, here we go.
I wish I had the book ABC Murders here and I could reveal something dramatic to you, but I don't.
Yeah, why don't you?
I know, I don't own that one yet.
All right, well, I don't want to hear it.
Do I? No, I don't. I can't believe he just gave Hastings a gun with blanks and was like, don't worry about it. And the thing he was plotting was that he knew the guy would try to steal Hastings' gun and shoot himself. Like, that's bananas.
Right. It's like, that's an insane thing. And also, if you were smart enough to come to that conclusion, well, then wouldn't not giving him the gun be actually even better? Yeah,
there should just be no gun in the room.
All right, guys. This is...
He should have given him a water gun.
Yes. This is a video from, where are we? GamesPub. So thanks to them, and go check them out. They're probably great people. Let's watch.
Becca, I'm glad you're back. We solved the mystery, but we think we might have done it wrong. Bullets. So now we're watching a YouTube video of someone else solving the mystery. Is this quality content?
The revolver is loaded with blanks.
This is quality content, right?
Time to choose real bullets.
YouTube Premium.
Actually, if you're just tuning in, this is us solving the mystery perfectly.
Yep. So this is somebody who completed the game in 5 hours?
I guess so. I mean, this may not be their first run through. They might have had to. All right, let's go a little ahead a little here.
Yeah, you don't want to watch someone else play a video game. That'd be boring.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
Okay,
right,
Donald, as played by David Tennant,
cleans
cleans
this
up well.
character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of the psychopath. I think you've
skipped further ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get past these things, right?
Oh, interesting. This is a different interface. This must have been
right. He's a different background. Or whoever this person is.
Yeah.
In 2018.
This must have been, I know they did a re-release of the game. This must have been before the re-release.
Wait, this is totally different. Even the little headshots are different.
The headshots are different. So I can see that if you were doing a remaster, that'd be one of the things you did of you don't want these to all look the same. They probably went through and but this does seem to be the same text, right?
Yeah.
Although, look, you're getting a little preview of what happened before. That's nice. I feel like this is kind of better in some ways.
And definitely the font's different. They've bumped up the observation section. And it's green instead of yellow.
Dr. Clark's patient's records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all
Ryan,
the victims were
is
former
that,
patients of the
remind me,
doctor.
how do you pronounce
It is this fact that
alphabetical
kills
again?
Cust once and for all, because he never
Alphabetical.
had access to these
Right,
records.
sure, thank you.
So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he
Okay,
gain
remember
from
we
three
did this right.
completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh Perot definitely looks like a Muppet. Kenneth Branagh Perot, I have a lot of questions about.
Yeah, I like
Death in
that.
the Nile coming out soon
There
though.
is not
I'm
one
still excited to
murderer,
see
but
it. I mean, I
three
thought that first one was
accomplices.
okay.
All used the same
Different.
scenario.
It's action pro. It's a totally
Do
different
you
thing.
mean
But
that three
Yeah.
murderers with quite different aims joined
His
forces
mustache
to
is out of
create a
control, though.
smoke screen?
wait. Which one did they
Murderers
pick?
with
Who all used the same scenario.
Oh,
One murderer, but three accomplices. Who all used the same scenario.
Oh, we definitely didn't get that.
no. He picked. There were 3 murders. Now I don't. It doesn't say here that this is a perfect run. Maybe he screwed it up worse than we did.
There is not one murderer, but three accomplices. Who all used the same scenario.
Do you mean that 3 murderers with quite different aims joined forces to create a smoke screen? Here's another question.
Is another question.
Is it still necessary to find a motive for each crime? And the one in Andover poses problem. Why was poor Mrs. Asher killed?
You don't even know this woman. Why are you giving this
Indeed.
line?
It would be best to forget the theory.
Okay, you just. You know what? You're right. Sorry.
Okay, so he just did it wrong.
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention.
Okay, we got there
This
faster.
reasoning points at 2
Yeah.
potential culprits.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Okay, so we know that. I think we're gonna do all the deductions,
It
which we've
doesn't-
seen a million times.
Yeah.
Question is, which of you has...
Get to the we need to get to that question. What was it right before?
It was like, should we fake the evidence or not?
Yeah, get to that question, please.
Yeah,
If
I thought there would be
possible.
something before that'd be interesting, but not really. Okay,
you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after...
I want to hear the beginning of this part.
Mademoiselle...
Okay, Thor Grey
because of
bothered him.
Miss Grey.
Okay, we did that too.
Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death.
Yes.
For you, Mr.
Yes.
Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother
Like
opened his
so
heart to
many
you.
steps ahead. Like
So you hurried home from China,
clearly Thora was
and you took
poisoning
action.
the old
In truth,
lady.
Cust was no more
So
than
we'd
a
have to kill
puppet
the old lady
manipulated by the real
and remarry
culprit.
and have kids to
You,
lose the
Mr.
inheritance.
Clark.
It seems
Such
like
an imagination, Mr. Poirot.
it seems like
In
she was
fact,
being
nobody
poisoned. It's
manipulated
possible
Cust.
she was being poisoned by
The
Franklin.
famous instructions he received by post.
I would Franklin put.
He
Oh,
wrote
but
them
he
on
was
the
in China.
typewriter. We know that
Yeah,
for
I forget
sure.
when he came back.
Oh no. You
It
knew
also could be that was just the
perfectly
game being
well.
like,
That is
whatever
not
they all
true.
live, it's fine.
Eh bien voilà. Light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to
Okay.
him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Okay, let's see what this person picks.
One thing proves it.
Oh,
The prints you left on Cust's typewriter.
Enough.
Oh, of course you wiped the typewriter before sending it. But not carefully enough. Scotland Yard has found your print along with those of Cust.
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your
Okay,
new
so
typewriter.
goes into the
Oh, we
same
get to
thing.
Why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there?
She definitely should have
The
told the
knife
police
you
about
used
the
to kill
hole
your
he dug
brother?
on the moors.
I would say so.
Game, set, match. You win, Mr. Poirot. But it was worth trying.
Was
All right, well, that's a good sport.
Is he gonna... Oh, let's see if he shoots himself.
Don't come near
I
me!
love that he takes that gun just like out of the ether.
I'll never let you take
Yeah.
me, Mr. Poirot.
Did this guy load the blanks?
Oh, I hope he loaded the blanks.
He loaded the blanks.
Great.
I'm sorry,
Um,
Mr. Clark. There is
Wow, so that's just how it ends.
Yeah. Which is fine. I actually was a little more curious as to what happens if you just say, we'll find the evidence
As for
eventually.
A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great
I
deal
still
of
can't believe that Dick
money
Dunbar done
by
being
selling.
What's
Who?
his name? Dick Dudley Dunbar does the
Sorry, Dick
does the
Dunbar Dudley
outro.
is also pretty good. I know, that is wild. I mean, we could have talked to Dick Dudley Dunbar on the phone that one time, but otherwise I don't think he's in the game at all. I'm looking to see if I can find other endings to this game, just real quick.
I'm gonna see what the actual book ending is.
Oh, yes, please do.
Okay, this is one of her early ones.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another part of Agatha Christie.
That's Sophie. She's playing the game too.
Thanks, Sophie. Okay, plot. Rika Rudley Runbar.
I mean, Trick Trangly Tringtrar?
Oh, okay. In the book, Perot says that fingerprints have been found in Cust's typewriter. key.
Oh, so that is the canonical ending.
He attempts to commit suicide with his own gun, only to find that Perot has emptied it with the help of a pickpocket.
Okay, I'll follow it.
Pickpocket not included in this game.
Pickpocket cut for clarity.
With the case solved, Perot pairs off Donald and Megan. He was a little Yenta.
Oh, matchmaker.
Uh,
Perot is yet.
he does suggest, or Cust tells him that the press wants his story, and Perot says he should demand a higher price. Perot also tells Cust, ABC, remember,
Mhm.
that his headaches are probably just from that he has the wrong spectacles.
That's great.
Feels like a little.
It's not your terrible war trauma.
No, it's not that you breathed in mustard gas.
Hey, you know what? Maybe that's right. Maybe he's right. Oh, here we go. Okay. Just real quick, do you want to see what it's like when you say that proof will be easy to find?
Yeah, I do want to see that.
now that we know where to look.
This is from
You have
whatever
nothing
breed.
on me. You're bluffing, Mr. Poirot.
Is it Sophie?
Come on, Thora. There's nothing for us to do here.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Again, not being touched. Okay, it gets us to the same
Okay.
place.
Yeah, so it seems like Thora steps in to solve the murder no matter what you do. It sounds like. Okay, I feel much better knowing that. I mean, we did get to the right answer. Nick Nudley Nunbar. Oh, hey, Eddie. Yeah, it's me. It's Ryan.
It's the Ryan.
Eddie, you missed the stunning conclusion of the murder, but we solved it, and we're pretty smart because we're Perot. Okay, and so does it say anything about like the poisoning aspects of it?
No.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Okay. I was a little bummed out because I thought we picked a bad ending, but we didn't. It all was the same. So I think we did a really good job as Perot.
Wait a second.
Uh-oh. This just in.
In the book, I do remember this now from an adaptation I had seen. The last murder. Hold on.
The last murder is committing right behind you. I gotta say,
Okay.
I lost some steam on this crushed Sour Patch Kids berry drink.
Okay, so Perot exposes Franklin Clark as the murderer.
Check.
His motive was simple. Lady Clark is slowly dying from cancer, and upon her death, Carmichael, the brother, would probably marry his assistant, and Franklin feared a possible second marriage as he wants all of his brother's wealth.
Got it.
A chance encounter with Cust at a pub gave Franklin the idea for the murder plot. He would disguise his crime as being part of a serial killing. He creates all the letters and then gives Franklin the job and the typewriter. The third letter was misaddressed intentionally because Franklin wanted no chance of the police interrupting that murder.
Especially because it takes place at his house and he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's a good reason to not want the police around.
Oh, in the book, the knife from the C murderer is found with Franklin because found with Cust because Frankie C follows ABC to a cinema, commits one last murder, and then plants the knife under Cust's seat.
Wow. Was that the D murder?
Yeah.
Interesting. I just wish... You know what I'm going to do a last Google search for here, and that, of course, is Dick Dudley Dunbar. Because I want to see if he is... Can we get that phone call?
Oh, Dick Dudley Dunbar is not in the book.
Oh, how were you able to know that? Did somebody have to point it out?
No, I'm looking through the character list. It's instead it's Mrs. Downs from Doncaster is a school teacher. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, what did you find?
Let me do this real...
I guess I'm looking... Yeah, I should go back to that first one I had real quick. We can just find it. Here, hold on.
I can't believe you found something else with Dick Dudley Dunbar in it.
I want to see what that phone call was that we didn't do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the missing link. That's our only other link to Dick Dudley Dunbar.
So you think the phone call was like, oh, thanks for saving me. If you ever need me to wrap up your case at the end
Yes, I do.
with an exposition scene, I'd be happy to return the favor. Do I sound too much like Hastings or Donald Fraser?
Yes, I think that's what he's going to say. Bro's like, I can't imagine needing that, but if so, I will call you.
Wow, this is the old version too.
Yeah, I think this remake, or not really remake, but the sort of update we got, had some nice quality of life changes here. Here, I'll share this with the folks. Okay, I'm trying to find the part which I think happens at the end of this section somewhere. The computer's trying to do a lot at once. Oh, here we go. Perfect timing.
Okay.
All right, he says he'd rather call Dick Dudley himself.
So we need to get just before that, though, don't we?
No, he's going to call him.
Please go ahead.
I think we select.
No, he says he's gonna call. Fro's gonna call him.
Hello, the Black Swan. Hercule Poirot here. May I speak to the owner?
Speaking. Dick Dudley Dunbar. How can I help you?
Is there Mr. Cust among your guests?
He arrived today. Shall I call him for you?
Oh.
No, it is you.
We could have talked to the murderer.
Yeah.
But who
Probably
is
wouldn't be
this
there.
Cust?
A crook.
A crook? He seems such a decent chap. Do you think that Cust might be dangerous? Oh, I do hope you're wrong. He seems so harmless, you know. Oh, yes, completely harmless.
Oh, Dick.
We must not overestimate the danger. After all, we are not absolutely sure he is guilty.
What should I do?
And who is this?
Watch him. If he leaves the hotel, watch where he is heading. I'll call the police in Doncaster immediately. When they arrive, keep out of the way.
Oh, indeed. I shall keep out of the way. I have a bad heart, you see, and a big shot could kill me.
Oh, Dick Dudley Dunbar.
Thank you for having warned me.
Hello, Poirot. We have some good news. The police in Doncaster have caught our man at the Black Swan Hotel. They're sending him here by train. While we're waiting to question Cust, we could search his room in London.
Hates trains.
Where does he live?
He hates trains.
The Marbury Guest House.
Wow, okay. So I feel like maybe Dick Dudley Dunbar does the epilogue just because they were like, he seems like he's got a lot of problems. We just want to let you know.
The game is like Dick Dudley Dunbar, who did not die.
Yeah, exactly.
He's now going to do our exposition.
Bro sits around a table with Dick Dudley Dunbar in his lap. He's like, the love you found. The love you found. Did you hear the news about that movie?
No. Oh, yes. They added back scene.
They added that scene. They found that scene and added it back into the new Blu-ray, which I don't think is out yet. I need to get it.
2020 isn't all bad.
That's the one good thing.
I feel like Dick Dudley Dunbar was just like Donald Fraser doing a Hastings impression.
Yeah, I think
like,
that probably
I really
was.
feel like we need to go back to those credits and double check that they weren't all voiced by the same person.
Let's see if I can find the cast list here. But as we look at this, what are your final thoughts on the game?
Okay. I mean, I don't like spending any time with you, so that was a distractor.
So that's a thumbs down.
That's a thumbs down for Ryan.
Okay.
I wish that we had done more deducing of things and like putting things together.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair criticism for a detective game.
On a scale of 1 to Dudley Dunbar, how would I rate it? That's a great question, House of Darkly. Yeah, I wanted to do more like of my own sort of like cleverness.
I think you did a lot though. You were like got us there.
But I feel like maybe there were times I was ahead of it just because I feel like I'm used to the pattern of like mysteries and detective stories.
Right.
But I feel like we always had, like, we were sometimes ahead of the game,
Right.
and sometimes the game was so confusing that we didn't know what the answer was supposed to be.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of things, especially in the deductions, which I like the way they did them visually. But I think that the questions that you're trying to solve in those deductions were phrased weird, which confused us a lot of times.
Yeah.
And often the answers didn't have much to do with the actual, like it was a good deduction that we knew we needed to make, but it didn't really answer the question being presented to us.
Yeah, it honestly felt like it was translated into English. Like even just the
It may have
slight
been.
thing of like generous being used in like the wrong sort of connotation, like stuff like that seemed odd.
It was made by Microids, which is, I think, French.
Are those the little guys on the Mr. Science Theater ship?
Yes, sorry. It was made by tiny robots that live on the satellite of love. Those are the nanites, Ashley, and I wish you would remember that.
I'm so sorry.
I think it's a French company. I'm not 100% sure. So it was probably
The
translated.
nerve of them, because Perrault is famously not French but Belgian, and always has to correct people.
And they were like, we're going to show you what a Belgian accent sounds like to us. He pronounces things totally wrong. You would never think he was French.
All you British people sound exactly the same.
Right, exactly. You all sound like Hastings to us. It doesn't matter.
Sure, just give everyone a mustache and call it a game. I liked the puzzle. Like the first puzzle box, I was like, yeah, we're in it. And then after like the 13th puzzle box, I was like, okay, I know that there needs to be like side games, but I just feel like we could have done a better variety. Like, didn't have to be puzzle boxes. Like you could have used the same mechanics, but it was like a memory game or like a word search or like anything else, you know?
I agree.
Or like,
good.
No, like anything like, we have to put something behind a painting, or it was all like a container we had to get into.
I agree. My favorite section was the Clark Mansion.
Yes.
For that reason, because we had to take things from knowledge from other rooms and go over here and use it. There were maps. There was a little bit more the books and stuff, even though the books were just a little bit more of a side thing, but
we had to memorize all 3 animals and tracks, which you're welcome. I did perfectly in one take.
And Anne points out the cats were never relevant.
I can't believe a side game wasn't that we had to find that cat.
Yeah. Or to be like, wait a minute, this cat that's treated so well at the Marbury Hotel was the missing cat. It was stolen.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with your assessment mostly. I think it had definitely enough interesting about it that I stayed interested the whole way through. And I definitely got puzzle box fatigue, especially when like the way to solve the puzzle box, the ways that you solved it were pretty similar. It was always like a code, or it was that the clock was the hardest one, I think.
Yeah, because we had to like get to that view that we couldn't get to,
which was a little bit frustrating.
I missed. Well, I will say that even I, who had like a vague memory of the rough plot, still never quite knew what was coming when it was coming. So they did a good job of like feeding things into each other pretty much.
I think the story was told fairly well.
Yeah. What I really missed, which is why I love the books and I love the television show, is the like just Perrault's interaction with people and with Hastings.
Yeah.
I wish that we had seen more of that.
Yes, I agree. Hastings was practically a non-relevant. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
That was annoying. I think that like the stuff I like in games like this most is talking to people, and I thought it was cool that they gamified that with like, like you're gonna get to the same things no matter what, but we'll give you points if you do it the way Perrault would do it. But I felt like sometimes I didn't have the information necessary to make that clever decision,
There wasn't a clear rubric about how Hercule would have answered things.
Right. I mean, I guess unless it's literal, it's like, here's what he said in the book, or something like that, which I don't know. But overall, I would say I had a great time with it. Again, don't like hang out with you either. This was a bad idea. Let's never do it again. But I think that the game was definitely fun, and it was like it's on the remaster is fairly cheap too, so it's interesting to just mess around with. And I think I did like, which I wonder if they added it for the remake, is all those little trophies and things you get. It just sort of like keeps it goofy and fun. Like, hey man, you looked in the mirror. That's funny,
Yeah,
like, that
100%.
was cool.
I appreciated all of that.
Because it feels in world with right, exactly. It feels like it's leaning into Perrault as a character, which the game didn't always do that well.
Yeah. I wanted to like solve the mystery, but also like you get points if you like tidy the room. Like it feels like something Perrault would do, or like stuff like that.
Like that one time that we had to pack the suitcase.
Yeah.
But I wanted that to be like a Tetris mini game where you literally have to figure it out versus just clicking,
Rather than just like, here is a clearly not a wrinkled shirt that when we click says it's wrinkled.
I
would say overall I give it like 7 out of 10 Dick Dudley Dunbars.
That's a great score. I think I'd probably agree. 7 to 8, probably leaning around 7.
Yeah.
7 Dick Dudley Dunbars, the DDD system, which will be our system going forward, I can only assume.
Absolutely. the DDDs, max 10 DDDs.
Yes. The Dick Dudley Dunbar DeGiorgi delegation department.
Yeah. Yeah, digital delegation department.
Thank you, digital as well.
The 60s. Every game needs the 60s.
The 60s of quality.
I feel like the ego points is such a fun overlay of not only solving this case but doing it in sort of the snotty prissiest sort of way possible. But I feel like that wasn't used well enough. I cannot believe we only got 79% of the ego points.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that we lost most of our points just picking the slightly less good option in a dialogue.
Yeah, definitely.
We got 1 instead of 3 because we got 475 out of 600. I don't think we missed any giant chunk of the game or anything.
Looked in every mirror.
Well, we haven't talked about. I feel like I would love to play something else next. After the holiday break, do another one. I was looking for another Agatha Christie game. There aren't many good ones that I've seen.
That's fair.
But
I'm up for playing something else, something totally different.
Okay, well, we should talk about it. I was gonna say Frogware is a company that makes a bunch of very good Sherlock Holmes games. If we did want to do something mystery-esque. Again, I only played one of them, Crime and Punishment, which is very good. But I did want to show you. This is okay, I'll show you this trailer. This is clearly a game. They sometimes they make Sherlock Holmes games that are oh, it's very much like you would imagine, the book. And then a couple of their games are what if he was in a dark world of horror and darkness? And I think this is maybe one of those, but I figured we would just do a quick reveal anyway. So can you see this?
I can.
All right.
Alcohol and tobacco use. Gotta get that opium down in.
That's right.
We are arresting you for robbery and murder.
The murderer intended to steal the Mayan calendar.
Are we in an Incan temple?
Probably.
I should go there alone.
Sexy Sherlock.
That's just your sick imagination.
Do you really think I'm that naive? You turning up out of the blue and then bam, a murder?
Holmes, she tricked me. Where's she gone? What's it? Where? I don't know. This fight will be a fierce one.
You can tell they made this after the Robert Downey Jr. movies.
100%. There's a boxing scene.
The Devil's Daughter.
Devil's Daughter.
So, you know what?
That cover where there's an explosion behind him.
Oh,
and he's,
yeah.
carrying his cane over his shoulder.
Yeah.
I would definitely play that.
I mean, I feel like that's an option. I really liked Crime and Punishment when I played it. So this is the same, but I've heard that the other ones are maybe not as good as Crime and Punishment. Crime and Punishment is a little more like old Sherlock Holmes, while still being kind of cool. But Uncharted Sherlock Holmes. That's right, Anne. But we should find something good and play it and keep doing stuff.
I'm excited.
Cool.
I don't want to know anything about the game. Just you start it and I'll play it with you.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll give everybody our happy Christmas Eve messages.
Happy Christmas Eve. Happy late Hanukkah.
Happy late Hanukkah.
That's already passed. I don't know when Kwanzaa is, but happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know either, but I hope that it was great.
Early Epiphany. I think that's in January. Happy all the things.
I had an early Epiphany. We should be playing these video games. And yeah, have a great holiday. And even though you're remote and everything, I hope you have time to make fun of your sister like I've made time for this
I
year.
was gonna say we are doing this remotely, but if we had both gone home for Christmas, this is also what we would be doing.
Yeah.
Which is you would just be playing a video game, and I'd be like, "Can you put on the hat?" Talking over it so you don't hear any important phone calls.
Yeah, that's right.
asking how you would lay out your English garden.
I mean, I'm so glad that we got to share Dick Dudley Dunbar with the world, and we didn't just have to have it as ourselves.
Oh, it's so true. I mean, that's for the people.
That's for the ages. All right, Ash, I will see you later, and we will be back again with some more stuff soon. But have a great holiday, everybody, and we'll
Happy days. Go be mean to your siblings.
Go be mean to your siblings. That's our slogan around here. Goodbye.
Bye.